with my broadcast partner, Gavin Atkinson, Alexander Timula, back here at Knight Stadium. All right, Gavin, time for the Heinemann Associates keys to the game. What do both teams need to do to get out of here with the win this afternoon and advance to the semifinals?
So I'll start with Fremont. Fremont's keys to the game to upsetting Lone Peak today is going to start with slowing down defensive end Junior Tahi. He has 8 sacks on the year. He is the best defensive end I have seen this year. You know, his ability to disrupt the passing game, to slow down the run, you've got to find a way to slow him down. And you've got to get some turnovers, get your offense some extra possessions. Going to the Lone Peak side to avoid the upset, you got to find a way to blow the doors off this game early. Get some offensive momentum going. They struggled last week. They shut out Harriman, but two of their touchdowns, they won 24-0, came on big shot plays from their halfback. Big an 80-yard run and a 60-yard run. You got to find a way to get the offense going today.
Brecken Carr kicks off, and off we go into the unknown. That is the UHSAA quarterfinals. The kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Fremont Silverwolves, led, of course, by quarterback Nate Tuatungaloa, the transfer from Ben Lomond, who was the 3A, was one of the contenders last year for Rewind 3A MVP, and certainly has been one of the premier quarterbacks in Region 1 this season. Tuatungaloa will start with Owen Simpkins in the backfield and triple wide receivers to the left. They show a 5-man front, does Lone Peak. And immediately we have an offside. And it looks like it's going to be called against Andy Stice, the defensive tackle.
Defense number 69, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Dave Steierman, our referee, wearing the microphone today.
Maybe a little bit of nerves early in this game, but you gotta stop that early. Can't let that affect your game and take away momentum.
First and 5 now for Tuatungaloa and co. Simpkins once again remains in the backfield. This time goes with a hard count. No movement this time from the Lone Peak defensive line. Again, triple wide receiver lines up to the left. Owen Simpkins, the lone setback, to the left hip of Manasseh Tuatungaloa. Play clock down to 9. Now running down inside of 5. Play action, Tuatungaloa throws the tunnel screen. That is complete, but not for much to John Suka. And Suka gets about maybe 3 yards before he's brought down by Stasic, among others.
And I love that play call, Alex, as you have Junior Tahi on that top of your screen, along with linebacker Cade Hansen bringing that blitz. That is a very scary front coming at you. 2 of Lone Peak's best defenders. Just throw that tunnel screen, get some yards. Second and short.
Second and 2 now. Double wide receivers this time with the H-back being Zach Masters. And here is a play action, and Tuatungaloa going to loft one at the sideline, and Zach Masters is wide open, and Masters inside the 20, the 10, and finally knocked down inside the 5-yard line. And that is exactly what Fremont was looking for to begin this game.
Wow, Alex, what a job by Tuatungaloa to get that ball away as he had Tahi trying to get the sack. Just floats that up to his receiver, and receiver is off to the races. Great start for the Silverwolves.
66 yards on the play from Manasseh Tuatungaloa to Masters. And already the Silverwolves threatening inside the 5-yard line. Tuatungaloa with Masters the H-back and Simpkins the tailback. On first and goal from the Lone Peak 3. Here's a handoff. This is Simpkins right side. And Simpkins will get inside the 5 as he's brought down quickly by a host of Lone Peak defenders. Jaden Mayberry and Vita Mounga on the stop. Just underway here at Lone Peak's Knight Stadium. Second and goal from the 3. Here for Tuatungaloa. Play action, Tuatungaloa in trouble, he goes down. That time nobody was fooled on the read action. And it was Stasic, among others, in there for the stop.
Great job by Lone Peak right there, keeping to your assignments, doing your 111th. You saw the linebacker not fall for that read and then just stopping the quarterback in his tracks. We'll see if they can force a field goal here or a fourth and short, make the coach make a tough decision.
Double wide receivers either side on 3rd and goal from the 4. Tua Tagovailoa to throw. Throws the slant pattern. Caught. Touchdown. To Solesi Moa from one star player to another. And just like that, it is 6-0 Fremont, the underdogs, showing a statement of intent here early on.
Great job, Alex, by Tua Tagovailoa. Once again, you see Junior Tahi coming unblocked right at the quarterback. He throws right into that blitz, into that pressure, and has his receiver on the slant.
A bit of a swinging gate formation here by the Silverwolves. Never understood why they do that, but what do I know? Braylor Hogan now would attempt that's Jordan Larkin for the extra point. Out of the hold of Caden Pearson for good snap, good hold. The extra point is up, and it is good. 7-0. The Fremont Silverwolves mean business, and they're off to a good start here. 7-0. They lead over Lone Peak.
With 7 points on the scoreboard.
The Salt Lake Running Company thanked them for their sponsorship of Lone Peak football all season long. Also presented today by Burt Brothers, where auto care is done better. 9:42 to go here in the first quarter. Fremont goes 80 yards in 5 plays, just over 2.5 minutes. And Solesi Moa from Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa. Try to say that 5 times fast. Into the end zone. The big play, Zach Masters, a 66-yard completion from Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa, as this is a squib kick on the ground and picked up on the run here by Mayberry. And Jaden Mayberry gets to the right side, and he's got a lane. Jaden Mayberry, goodbye. No flags down. Touchdown, Lone Peak. And the fireworks are beginning early this afternoon here at Lone Peak Knights Stadium.
Jaden Mayberry with the 80-yard return takes it all the way.
What a great job by his blockers ahead of him. Mayberry just had a wide open lane as his blockers were able to separate Fremont, creating a massive alley for him to run through, and then he just shows off his speed. Great response by the Knights.
Jaden Mayberry with an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Brecken Carr for the extra point. And just as we were scoreless, in about 13 seconds, we are tied at 7 here this afternoon. So Gavin Atkinson joining me, Alex Artsville here in the broadcast booth here at Knight Stadium. And Gavin, I agree with you. That was a needed response. And how about the star players already getting involved from both sides here this afternoon?
And that's who you got to lean on during this long march to Rice-Eccles Stadium and hopefully your championship. But I mean, what a response. As you said, by the special teams, Kempa Niamatolu has not seen the field and they already have 7 points. The special teams coordinator has to be happy with that, and now Fremont's looking for another response.
Brecken Carr will kick off once again for the Knights. So we are tied at 7, and Kempa Niamatolu hasn't even touched the field yet, as Gavin said. Brecken Carr's kick will go through the end zone once again, and so Zach Masters and Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa and co will start at the 20-yard line. Good time to remind you, next week, Thursday and Friday on the Rewind Sports Network, we're the exclusive home of the UHSAA football semifinals. Join us Thursday and Friday from Rice-Eccles Stadium with Dane and Jeff and Moose and all the boys for the 2024 UHSAA State Football Championships all next week on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as we're having a bit of confusion here with where to spot the ball. Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa to Solesi Moa from 5 yards out, and then Jaden Mayberry responding with an 80-yard kick return touchdown to tie us here at 7 on this chilly afternoon here in Highland. Orbit motion to the back for Tua Tagovailoa on first down, swings it out, passes caught, and for not much.
Backwards pass to number 15.
Pass was complete to Cade Hadley, but they were not fooled by Jaden Mayberry. Did Lone Peak get him down on the play?
2-yard loss on the play. Second down and 12, Silverwolves.
So 2nd and 12 now for the Silverwolves. Again, they went 5 plays, 80 yards, and just over 2.5 minutes to score their opening touchdown of this game. From the 13 now, 2nd and 13 for Tua Tagovailoa. And here's an option pitch to Hadley to the right side. And he gets maybe a couple before he's cut down on the edge there by Cade Hansen, the Sam linebacker.
And I tell you, Alex, Cade Hansen has been excellent all year long. 75 tackles on the year, and right there he just shows you why he's able to fly through the blockers and make that first contact on the running back early.
3rd down and 10. Remember, last time the Silverwolves had a 3rd down, they converted with a touchdown pass to Salesi Moa. Now this is 3rd and 10. And Tua Tagovailoa to throw. Got time. Now it's flushed out of the pocket. Now steps up, throws to a wide open man. That is complete. And what a catch to Chase Hadley. And Hadley is shoved out of bounds across midfield. And that mobility is what makes Tua Tagovailoa so dangerous, Gavin. And there's another 1st down on a long completion.
As you said, that mobility, that ability to improvise, and Jaden Mayberry just took, just the wrong angle on that, or he could have minimized that play. Took it a bit too shallow of an angle, and it was off to the races.
1st and 10 now from the Lone Peak 42. Tua Tagovailoa on 1st down. Handoff goes to Hadley. And Chase Hadley this time will nose his way into the pile for about maybe 3. Just underway here at Lone Peak Knight Stadium. Alexander Timilip and Gavin Atkinson. You missed a lot. In case you're joining us, Fremont scored on its opening drive in just 5 plays thanks to a 60-plus yard completion to Zach Masters. And then Jaden Mayberry scored a touchdown on a kickoff return. And now Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa has the Fremont Silverwolves inside midfield again. 2nd and 7 from the 40. And here is a read option by Tua Tagovailoa, and he goes nowhere. And there's the man you just pointed out. That's Junior Tahi exploding through the middle. And it'll bring up another 3rd down.
So we're going to see another 3rd and long for Fremont. They've been able to convert on a few of them early in this game, but it is really hard to stack these 3rd down conversions. Lone Peak's looking to get off the field. They've been running a lot of man coverage. I expect to see some pressure coming from Lone Peak.
You would think that's going to be the case with Ryan Denny's defense here on 3rd down and 9 from the 41. This might be 4-down territory for the Silverwolves, depending on how they want to play it. They bring extra. Tua Tagovailoa trying to set up the screen, and it's just a little too far out in front of Salesi Moa. And it's 4th down and 9 and decision time here for head coach Nate Tua Tagovailoa. And it looks like they're going to go for it here.
Aggressive play call early on, but a punt gets you a little bit of yardage if you can get that punt to stay out of the end zone. We'll see what they run. I expect them to throw it to Salesi Moa, one of their best receivers, but we'll get a timeout first.
Their first timeout of the 1st half.
So we will get a timeout, and we'll be back after this word from Burt Brothers on the Rewind Sports Network, where auto care is done better. Thank you, Burt Brothers, for your sponsorship of Lone Peak football all season long. Also thank Roofers Supply, your trusted partner with 8 locations throughout Utah. Roofers Supply encourages you to take it to the top. So 4th and 9. We'll see what Nate Tua Tagovailoa, the head coach, calls up here. Shotgun formation for Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa on 4th and 9. And they're going to throw it. And Tua Tagovailoa's got time. He steps up in the pocket, now rolls out of trouble, stays alive, and now just throws it away into the bench. Great coverage downfield by the Lone Peak defense. And Lone Peak will get the football back.
You saw Tua Tagovailoa trying to improvise, trying to give his receivers time to get open, but the safeties and the defensive backs did not allow it. They were covering their men the entire time, and he really just didn't have anywhere to go with that ball. Now we'll get to see our first look at Lone Peak's offense and see if they can take control of this game.
From the pistol, 1st and 10, this is Kepa Niumetolu, the Alta transfer. His first offensive snap of the game is a pitch to Sam Wright, the tailback, and he gets nailed on the outside, brought down immediately by Brant Colford. Now we have a flag down in the backfield, the defensive backfield. Dave Steierman once again is our referee. We will see what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense number 11. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat first down.
Penalty called that time on Ty Cogswell, the Z receiver.
And boy, does that hurt your momentum starting this game with your offense with the penalty. Their defense started with the penalty, that encroachment, and now their offense has started with the penalty. That's a storyline we don't want to see Lone Peak develop throughout this game.
From the shotgun now for Kepa Niumetolu. Tie game almost halfway through this first quarter. Brings Cogswell in motion. Niumetolu to throw. Got time. Now throws it deep into double coverage. And it's incomplete. Pretty well covered was Luke Christensen. Well covered by Salesi Moa and Orion Patton. And it'll bring up 2nd and long.
Number 22, Orion Patton.
Yeah, nothing there. Great coverage by the defensive backs. He might have had a little route opening up in the middle of the field. He wanted to take that shot play, maybe get some things open this game up early. We'll see what they do now. Maybe try some running, get something going.
2nd down and long now from the 33-yard line. Wright remains the tailback. And it's a handoff to Wright, trying to cut it back to the inside, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Gets maybe a few. Crew Hassel in on the stop. Of course, Fremont's defensive coordinator, Ben Moa. Want to talk about him for a second. This is a defense that gave up 33 points a game last year, was almost dead last in 6A in points per game defensively. This year, they've given up the 6th fewest in 6A, which is right up there with Lone Peak. So Ben Moa and Nate Tuatongaloa have constructed quite the turnaround both sides of the ball. 3rd down and long now for Niumetolu. He's going to throw on 3rd down. Pressure coming. Throws over the middle, and that's complete. Down the seam. That's Ike Staley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown. Got right behind the defenders, down the seam, and Lone Peak goes in front for the first time.
And I tell you, Alex, what a throw from Kepa Niumetolu as he threw that right in a tight window in between Orion Patton and Salesi Moa. If that was any more right or any more left, it was deflected or picked off. Put it right where it needed to be. And then his tight end showed off his speed, Ike Staley.
And the extra point is bobbled. Bad snap. And
is no good.
So after the touchdown, a snafu on special teams, and it'll remain a 6-point game. But nonetheless, Lone Peak takes the lead for the first time this afternoon. They lead 13-7. Back after this quick word from Mountain Land Truck Outfitters. So all of the touchdowns in this game have been explosive plays here thus far for both teams as Brecken Carr kicks off. And this will be returnable at the 2-yard line. And out to the 10, 15, 20. And getting close to the 15-yard line and getting knocked down is Jace Hadley.
He's hit hard by number 25, Tavita Maunga.
Tavita Maunga on the stop. And it's a good time to remind you the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Lone Peak football is presented by Popular Commercial Loans for any amount from $2 to $100. For just $2, 100 million commercial loaners. Call PCL Group. Call them today at 801-694-6281. And for just $2, you can find out why. Popular Commercial Lending Group is the trusted source for commercial loans. Manase Tuatongaloa on 1st and 10, hands to Owen Simpkins, following his blockers to the left side, and he'll get about a yard over left guard. And I think, Galvin, that's going to be the key, is can Fremont establish the running game against this really good Lone Peak front seven?
And that's, as you said, it's going to be one of the biggest storylines of this game. They can't be one-dimensional, but, oh, it's so hard to stop this Lone Peak front seven, especially that top side of your screen. They're very solid, and they do a great job of getting off of their blocks.
He showed just a three-man front here for Tuatongaloa. 2nd down and 9 from the 16-yard line. Fremont is cross midfield both times in their drives. Tuatongaloa to throw on 2nd down. Throws the crossing pattern. That is complete. And stepping out of bounds quickly with a 1st down is John Suka. And Suka has 9 yards, and that's a 1st down.
Great job finding his check down guy as he had pressure coming off the edge. Just fires that one to his little under route, and then he shows off his speed, gets the 1st down. That's going to be a key to slowing down this Lone Peak pressure.
1st and 10 from the 25. Manase Tuatongaloa already over 150 yards passing in this 1st quarter alone. On the big completions to Zach Masters, and of course the big completion on 3rd down to Jace Hadley. He has Owen Simpkins to his left. Low snap, but able to control it. And he's going to gun this one into coverage downfield. And well covered on the play and incomplete. Pass was intended for Salesi Moa, Wes Valgertson, the Hawaii offered cornerback. Pretty well covered.
Great coverage by Valgertson. You know, he does everything he can to make that catch difficult. Then you have the receiver fighting the sun in his eyes. That one just too difficult to bring down, brings up 2nd and 10. We'll see if I'd like to see a little bit of a halfback draw play. Try and get this Lone Peak to go down the field on their rush and go up the middle.
Play clock down to 5 here. Owen Simpkins orbit motion to the back. And Tongaloa in trouble, hops out of trouble, now fires up the sideline. This intended for Simpkins, and it was off his hands, incomplete. Well covered again by Cade Hansen up the sideline. Now to bring up another 3rd and long here.
And I tell you, Alex, that was great coverage, but man, that throw off of his back foot, he threw up a playable ball. I'm not sure it was catchable due to how great the coverage was, but throwing off your back foot, really impressive throw.
So 3rd down already. This is already the 4th 3rd down for Fremont. They're 2 of 3 on their previous 3 tries. Tuatongaloa to throw. Tuatongaloa gets out of the pocket. Tuatongaloa puts his head down, and then he takes a hit by Junior Tahi. And boy, did he dig a hit from Tahi that time. And I have to tell you, Galvin, I'm surprised there wasn't a flag, because Tahi looked like he hit Tongaloa in the head.
And I'm with you, Alex. We saw first contact made by Calvin Liavaha. He looked like he was playing a little bit of a quarterback spy, and then Junior Tahi just went and cleaned it up, but ooh, that one hurt, and it looked like he got his head. Lone Peak lucky that one didn't get flagged.
Nobody back to receive this punt here for Lone Peak. They're bringing everybody. And this ends up being a good punt here for Kason Pearson. And Pearson's punt's going to die right at the 29-yard line. So all told, a 49-yard punt, no return. And as Lone Peak trying to get a little bit, maybe too aggressive right there on that snap. So this Lone Peak offense comes back out, and we'll see what offensive coordinator Gary Trowbridge decides to throw at the Silverwolves next. With 3:12 left here in the 1st quarter, Alexander Timop alongside Gavin Atkinson. We have 2 more games coming up for you, top of the hour. Davis at Skyridge, and we have Viewmont at Roy. Here's a handoff to the right side, and this time he gets maybe a couple. Over the 30-yard line, he gets maybe a yard and a half. Brought down on the play by Brant Colford, among others.
2-yard gain on the play. Brought down by number
Brant
47,
Colford,
Rich
one of the
Finley.
key players of this Fremont defense. 104 tackles on the year. He has been all over the field, flying down, bringing down the running backs, and making big tackles. He's a sure tackler. Watch for him to have a big impact in this game.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball is on the 31-yard line. Niumatolu to throw, throws the screen. That is complete. That is Cogswell. And Cogswell brought down, but not before he gets a first down all the way to the 45-yard line.
Picks up the first down for the Knights.
And a big first down there for the Knights as they get rolling here.
We see Cogswell right there just fight over these smaller defensive backs, showing off his strength. This Lone Peak offense flexing their muscles right now.
1st and 10, Knights.
Approaching 2 minutes to go here, first quarter. From the 45 now. Lone Peak has it 1st and 10. Niumatolu with Christensen in motion. Hands off on the cutback. This is Wright, and Wright again gets maybe a few over left tackle. He gets maybe 3.
Sam Wright.
And so far, nobody been able to establish the running game so far, Gavin. But that's what we expected coming into this game. Both these front sevens, very, very disciplined.
And the score is a little misleading. As you see, we already have 20 points scored in this game. But they've all really come on shock plays, on big shots, and the defenses have played well so far.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Niumatolu from the shotgun. This time play action, throws, and it's picked off. That's Brant Colford. And Colford down the sideline inside the 10, and he is brought down inside the 5. Sam Wright saved the touchdown. And on cue, Gavin, another big play. That time it's Brant Colford who makes the pick, and just like that, Fremont is on the 5-yard line again.
And I tell you, Alex, sometimes when you're told to blitz as a linebacker, you know you're not going to get there. You watch the quarterback's eyes. You see if you can read where he's going to throw the ball. That time we see Colford do it, jumps up, snatches the ball out of the air, off to the races, and just couldn't get into the end zone.
So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line here for the Fremont Silverwolves. Calvin Cooper comes in as a Wildcat quarterback now with Chase Hadley in the backfield. And Hadley gets the handoff to the right side, and he'll get maybe a yard, if anything. So, interesting call here by head coach Nate Tuatongaloa to bring in the Wildcat quarterback Calvin Cooper here for a little bit. See how that plans out. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Fremont trying to answer and put some points on the board before the end of the quarter. Hadley goes in motion. Cooper looking, gonna run it. Cooper got a seam to the right side, and he gets chopped down inside the 1-yard line by Mayberry. And let me tell you, Mayberry, if he doesn't get him, he probably gets into the end zone.
A touchdown-saving tackle by Mayberry. Really impressed with his impact on the game so far. Brings up a 3rd and 1, and if they can get off the field or get this stop, it brings up another tough decision for Fremont.
2 for 4 in this quarter on 3rd downs. I don't expect Fremont's going to run a play here. They might just try to jump the Knights, but they are going to run a play. It's Hadley trying to power his way through, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown!
Number 15, Cade Hadley. He takes it into the end zone for a Silverwolves touchdown.
And just like that, the Silverwolves answer back, and they're an extra point away from taking the lead with 4 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Great job by Hadley fighting through the tackles. He, was hit fairly early on and just able to break those arm tackles, fight into the end zone, get the 6 points for your team.
And again, the swinging gate. Again, I never understand why they ever do the swinging gate, because it never works. I have yet to see a situation where it works. Then again, what do I know? I don't know football. I've been only doing this for 3 years. Jordan Larkin's extra point is up, and it is good. And Fremont retakes the lead with 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's a good time to remind you the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Lone Peak football and the UHSAA Championships is presented by doTERRA, a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football that helps athletes around the world maintain their highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game today at doTERRA.com. 14-13 our score here And like Gavin Atkinson, my broadcast partner with Alexander Tim up here at the broadcast booth here at Knight Stadium, said all the plays have been on big plays. A 66-yard completion to Zach Masters set up the 4-yard completion to Celeste Moore. The pick by Brant Colford set up the Chase Hadley touchdown, and then the Ike Staley touchdown of 60-plus yards was also preceded by an 80-yard kickoff return by Jaden Mayberry, who was back to receive the kickoff. I think I got all that, Gavin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kickoff is a pooch kick to that right side, trying to keep it away from Mayberry and getting out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock on the play. That's one of the upmen out there. That's Justin Thayer, the backup tight end.
He brings it back to the 35-yard line.
So good field position here for Lone Peak. And they'll be looking for a little bit of redemption after the turnover cost them their second drive of the ball game.
And once again, if you're Lone Peak, we're going to see Kepa Niamatolu. That's his 5th pick of the year, and it was a costly one. You got to have a short-term memory. You just got to run the offense. There's a ton of game left to play.
14-13 Fremont. Last play of the first quarter here with 2 seconds left. Niamatolu looking, swings it out in the flat. That's Sean Tahi, and he is going to go absolutely nowhere. First contact made by Fremont's Riker Shepard, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Gavin, are you having fun yet?
Oh, I'm having so much fun. This game's so good, it helps me forget about the cold.
Yeah, that's true. We'll talk about how cold it is up here when we get back. 14-13, the Fremont Silverwolves lead. We'll be back after this word from Skin Science Institute.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Second down 9, Knights.
Thank you to Skin Science Institute for their sponsorship of Lone Peak football all season long. Second and 9 now from the 36-yard line here at the start of the second quarter. Alexander Timope alongside Gavin Atkinson, watching Kepa Niamatolu looking into the flat and throws, and that pass was nearly picked. Orion Patton saw that screen pass coming on the RPO all the way, and that might have gone for 6.
Ooh, and man, Niamatolu is really lucky that one wasn't picked off, as it hit Orion Patton right in the chest. He was kind of getting blocked while he was going for the ball, so that kind of dislodged it. But he just missed him. He did not see Patton, and 3rd and long. Take a deep breath.
3rd and long for Kepa Niamatolu. This is the second third down they faced. And they're going to play action. Free Brutts are coming. Niamatolu hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Trying to look up the seam for Jayshawn Mayberry, and it is 4th down, and we'll see a punt here from Lone Peak.
And right there you see one Brant Colford coming down unblocked, and he just had to force that ball somewhere. Lucky that one didn't get picked off, as his receiver down the field wasn't ready for it. Fremont, their defense is really showing their strengths, flexing their muscles right now.
Jace Hadley will receive the punt from Landon Goff. And Goff, not one of his better ones. Everybody better get out of the way. And it is covered up at midfield. And so, on that one, just a 9-yard punt for Landon Goff. And now, here comes Manasseh Tuatungaloa and this offense again.
And right there, Alex, you see one of the guys trying to block the punt, that pressure. He gets up to that final wall, tries to jump over it, gets a hand over the shoulder, And the punter thinks he's closer than he is, just shakes that one right up into the air.
Calvin Cooper actually going to stay in here at quarterback, so interesting call here. Double wide receivers line up in a stack to either side, and Cooper gets out of the pocket, and he's got Jets on him, and he gets collared as he gets to about the 45-yard line by Cade Hansen.
He's brought down by Cade Hansen.
And that's going to be a problem for this Lone Peak defense if they can't start containing these running quarterbacks.
Quarterback showing his speed right there. Cade Hansen able to make the open field tackle. If he didn't, he probably would have 15 more yards on that carry.
No idea if Tua Tagovailoa is injured or his dad, the head coach, is just keeping him on the sideline for right now, resting him. See what happens. Calvin Cooper to throw. Throws it up there into coverage. A lot of contact, and here comes a flag. And Wesley Falgertson had a pretty good hold. Had a pretty good hold of Slade Parker's jersey down there left sideline, and that time they're going to get him.
I think some of the fans are gonna complain, thinking it's uncatchable. There was a pretty good jersey grab there, but great pressure from Lone Peak's front seven again, as that one was almost swatted at the line.
So from the 29-yard line now, 1st and 10.
The ball is placed on the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Silverwolves.
Triple wide receiver lines up in a stack to the right for Calvin Cooper. Again, he's in at quarterback. No word on. We have no idea. We can't speculate if Tua Tagovailoa is injured or if head coach Nate Tua Tagovailoa just wants to change it up for right now. We have movement.
Penalty. False start. 55, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Penalty called on the, called 55. I don't see a 55 out there on the field.
Now from the 34-yard line, 1st and 15 for the Silverwolves.
He called out Topilele Noah for the false start, did Dave Starman. Again, that's only the first penalty of the game against Fremont. Lone Peak, by contrast, has only 2. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Simpkins goes in motion to the back. Cooper, he's got time. Now runs out of there, and he's going to get swallowed up. That time, not much ways to go. Cooper Stosich able to get him to the ground.
Cooper Stosich right there. You see a little bit of a quarterback spy playing in his zone and taking away any of the crossing routes, the shallow crossing routes. Then he just sees him step up in the pocket and try and run. Steps up, makes the tackle, and it's 2nd and long.
2nd down, 14 Silverwolves.
They gave him 2 yards officially on the play. 2nd and 13 from the 32. They are right about on the edge of field goal range for Pearson, or for Jordan Larkin, who was kicking from about this distance, 40 yards in warm-ups. And we have another flag. And we're going to have a delay game.
Offense, number 9. 5-yard penalty. Remaining 2nd down.
That's going to make it 2nd and longer.
And these are the unforced errors, Alex, that you can't afford when you're playing as an underdog. To pull off this upset, you need to play the cleanest game you have all year. You need nip in the bud right now. No more penalties rest of the game for Fremont.
Again, Tua Tagovailoa just standing there on the sideline. He's got a glove, looks like, on his left hand, his throwing hand. Has Cooper to throw. Cooper, again, trying to get out of there. Now just throws it toward the sideline and just throws it into the bench.
Cooper's pass falls incomplete.
And it'll bring up another 3rd and long here.
Intended
for John Suka.
Defending on the play.
And now we're going to see Manasseh Tua Tagovailoa come back in.
With heavy pressure.
We'll see what Tua Tagovailoa can do right here. His offense struggling on those last 2 plays under the Wildcat quarterback. 3rd and long, we'll see if they can create some magic, maybe make it a 4th and short, and tempt his coach to go for it.
Again, they're right on the edge of field goal range. You need about maybe 10 yards. Tua Tagovailoa to throw. He's got time, and he's going to run out of it. A coverage sack for the Knights. That's Bot Mulatalo and Junior Tahi. And finally, the first sack of the game comes with 9:16 left in the second. And Fremont will punt the football.
And I tell you, Alex, that was a great job by both ends, but he fought through that block. Bot Muliatalo fought through the block, and it was a hold. He got him around his neck, fought through it, got the sack. Great strength shown by the defensive ends there.
Oh, and a big hit on the punter. And we have the official was thinking about throwing the flag, but Kason Pearson was hit and there was no flag.
33 blocked defender into the punter.
They say that he blocked the defender into the punter, but I don't know, Gavin. That looked like Calvin Leava'a ran over the punter. That should have been a flag.
To me, Alex, what I speculate is perhaps the blocker just kind of went down. He got ran over, and then, you know, the
17-yard line.
Lone Peak defender just ran right through him and into the punter. But an interesting call early on.
So that's 2 calls now we've seen go against Lone Peak that maybe you can argue they got away with. 1st and 10 from the 20, or call it the 17-yard line. This is Niumatolu to throw. Throws a high pass caught by Tahi, and he goes absolutely nowhere. And again, great coverage downfield by Fremont, not allowing anybody to get open, and a gain of maybe 3.
2-yard gain on the play. It's 7 down and 8.
And I tell you, Alex, so far in this game, I have been impressed with how Fremont has played. Lone Peak's offense has been really good throughout this year. They've been a little overshadowed by their defense, but they've been solid and they've been able to shut them down for the most part, other than a couple big plays.
Niumatolu again to throw, bat it up in the air, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, incomplete. And it looked like that time it was Caden Sepulveda who got his hand on it, breaking through the middle. And again, it'll bring up another 3rd and long here for LP.
Another dangerous ball just gets tipped up into the air. We saw the right tackle for Lone Peak picking up a block, Jared Smith, that made it so Fremont wasn't able to pick off that ball. But really impressed with how the Silverwolves have played up until this point.
5 seconds left of the play clock. Niumatolu from the shotgun. They bring 4. He gets protection. Niumatolu fires, and it's dropped. Jay Sean Mayberry thought about running with it before he caught it. And it's 3 and out for Gary Trowbridge in the offense.
And that's something you don't see very often. Jay Sean Mayberry, really one of their best receivers. 35 receptions, 441 yards on the year. And that's just something you can't have, those miscues, as they'll give it back to Fremont.
So Jace Hadley now back to receive the Landon Goff punt. Again, looks like Fremont's bringing everybody. Goff gets off a much better kick. That will take a hop and a skip, and it will die at the 43-yard line, where the Silverwolves will take over. The Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Lone Peak football is presented by Tech 9. Tech happily with Tech 9, where Utah goes for custom software development, and by G2G Protein Bar, helping all of us busy people eat well when we're on the go. So Manasseh Tuatungaloa back to work on 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line, with Fremont leading 14-13. Almost halfway through the second quarter. Tuatungaloa, just 3 men on the rush. He's going to throw downfield into coverage, and it's incomplete, looking for Salesi Mo'a. And Tonavasa and Valgertson back there in coverage.
Great coverage downfield and great pressure once again by Lone Peak. They only bring 4, but the 2 inside rushers switched positions, causing some confusion on the line. An unblocked rusher came and caused him to overthrow that ball.
Now a quick snap here. Tuatungaloa going to throw to the sideline, and it's incomplete, intended for John Suka. And that was something new there from head coach Nate Tuatongaloa, going quick right there to try and throw off his defense. We'll see it again here as it is 3rd and 10. Fremont, after converting 2 of their first 3, has missed their last 4. Lone Peak has missed, by contrast, its last 3 third downs. And they trail by a digit here with 7:28 to go here in the first half. And again, no movement from that Lone Peak front 7, and we'll have a timeout. 7:28 to go here in the first half. It is 14-13 Fremont. Back after this. Back here on the Rewind Sports Network, our coverage of Lone Peak football is presented by Taco Bell. Taco Bell loves Lone Peak, and Taco Bell loves them back, where fans and flavor come together. Remember to enjoy the game and to always live Moss. And also presented by Rovin Capital, partnering in your peace of mind through planning and investment management. Alexander Tumulip, Gavin Atkinson here at Lone Peak Knight Stadium, 3rd and 10. As the defenses have sort of dug their heels in here in the second quarter. Manase Tuatongaloa has triple wide receiver to the left in this formation. And just 3 men on the rush. Tuatongaloa steps up, gets clobbered as he throws into double coverage, batted around, and it falls to the ground, incomplete. As Celeste Moa had to play defensive back there, his secondary position, with Jaden Mayberry and Valgertson, among others, in that crowd.
And once again, that Lone Peak front getting pressure on the quarterback. Tuatongaloa just threw that one up there, took a big hit as he threw that one up, and man, that's one you don't want to see very often if you're Fremont. Lucky that one wasn't picked.
Kason Pearson to punt the football, and this time he gets off a good punt. It'll be taken by Landon Goff at the 24. And Goff trying to get to the sideline, and Goff has a lane. And Goff is brought down across midfield at the 45-yard line.
Landon Goff with that return.
So maybe that'll do something for this Lone Peak offense, which has done very little to help their defense here so far. They've struggled to gain some traction, Gavin. And this is a big drive here for Lone Peak with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. They've got to swing the momentum back in their favor.
Lone Peak Knights.
And you're exactly right, Alex. This is the time. You've got great field position. You got to capitalize off of it.
Triple wide receiver lines up to the left. Sam Wright, the tailback, in the pistol behind Kepa Niumetolu. Niumetolu hands off to Wright, trying to cut it out to the left side, and Kofer is able to wrap him around the ankles, but Wright is able to squirm forward for about maybe 3 yards.
He's brought down by number 49, Brad Kofer. 3-yard gain on the play. Second down, 7. Knights.
Approaching the halfway point of the second quarter, Alexander Tumulip and Gavin Atkinson from Knight Stadium here in Alpine. The number 3 seed Lone Peak getting tested here by the 6 seed Fremont. Both defenses have dug their heels in after a hot start by both offenses. Second down, 7 yards to go. H back in the formation, double wide receivers to the left. Staley comes in motion to the right. Niumetolu offset shotgun. Takes the snap. Blitzer coming. Niumetolu throws to the wide side of the field. Little confusion. And the pass falls incomplete. Intended either for Mayberry or for Staley. But again, nobody in the vicinity. And once again, it'll be third down.
And right there, I wonder if he got a little bit excited as Deshaun Mayberry was wide open on that crossing route. Just sailed it right over his head. 3rd and long. This Fremont defense might have gotten a little bit in his head of Kepa Niumetolu, as he has not quite looked the same since that pick.
Sean Tahi now goes in as the single setback. 3rd down and 7. Again, Lone Peak has not converted their last 4 third downs. Niumetolu to throw. 4 men on the rush. He has time. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. Now he's going to take off and run. He slid, but they're going to say he slid at the marker, Gavin. Remember, it's not where you start or end up, it's where you start. Wow, they're going to give him the first down. I thought he started sliding about a yard before that, but a generous spot, and they give him the first down.
Regardless of the spot, Kepa Niumetolu showing off his ability to improvise, showing off his speed as he outruns Koford and gets to that first down marker.
From the 35-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's Tahi left side. And Tahi is hogtied around the ankles after picking up, call it about maybe 5 or 6. As Lone Peak trying to retake the lead before halftime here with 5:27 to go in the first half. And by the way, that's the best gain anybody's had on the ground, either side in this first half.
2nd down 4, Knights.
2nd down and 4 for the Knights. Ball at the 29 of Fremont. This is the deepest that they have advanced into Lone Peak territory, and we have a penalty flag and a false start. Dave Steierman, again, our referee.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty still, 2nd down.
That's Austin Pay, who gets called for the false start. 3rd penalty against LP.
And Alex, that is, you know, it negates that run, that 6-yard rush that we just saw, first big rush of the game. And those are the unforced errors that you can't afford in the playoffs.
From the shotgun now, Niumetolu. Play clock down to 5. Takes the snap. 3 men on the rush. Lofts one up there for Mayberry, and it's broken up. What an excellent play that time by Orion Patton, who was stride for stride with Jayshawn Mayberry the whole way. And it'll be another 3rd and long here for LP.
And you hit it right on the mark. Orion Patton, great coverage. He doesn't get there too early. There isn't too much contact. As soon as that ball hits the receiver in the hands, hits Mayberry's hands, he breaks it up. He gets his hand in there and knocks the ball out. Perfect coverage, just as coach tells you to do.
3rd and a long 9. This could be 4-down territory for LP. 4 men on the rush. They bring extra. Throw to the sideline. And it is caught but short of the first down. It is complete to Cogswell, but he's going to be about a yard short of the first down, about a half a yard short. So it's 4th and a yard to go, and obviously, I mean, I don't think there's any much doubt here. Gary Trowbridge, you definitely go for this one. I mean, down by a digit and 4.5 minutes left to go.
We'll see which side of the trench, of the line of scrimmage, can flex their muscles. We won't see it yet because we've got a timeout, but a very interesting, intriguing play coming up that could define the rest of this quarter and have impacts on the rest of the game.
14-13 LP, trailing by 1, looking to get back in front. I'd like to thank Skin Science Institute, by the way, for being the presenting sponsor of LP football. Start your journey as an aesthetician by visiting skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now. 4th and less than a yard from the 29-yard, from the 20, not the 29-yard line, actually the 26-yard line. 4:29 left here in the first half. And here's the classic Lone Peak power I here. I formation in the backfield. Tahi dotting the I on 4th and a yard. Here's the handoff to Tahi. He's got it, and then some. Got a blocker inside the 5. Touchdown!
Sean Tahi with a nice touchdown. 25-yard run by Sean Tahi.
And it looks like the Knights are going to go for 2.
And Alex, I gotta give some love to the left side of that offensive line. Austin Pay at left tackle and Toby Mueller, the left guard. But I also have to give some kudos to Ty Cogswell blocking down the field. And they did, all 3 of them, an excellent job of opening up a lane for their halfback to run right through.
So Niumetolu from the pistol. This will be from the shotgun rather. 2 points to be tried for here. Cogswell lines up as the H-back this time. That's a new wrinkle. And Niumetolu is going to try to pitch it backwards. And Cogswell, or Staley rather, is just going to have to eat it. I have no clue why the Philly special was on there, but Fremont obviously wasn't fooled, and it'll be a 5-point game still.
Sometimes, Alex, you overthink your play calling. You make it a little bit too complicated, and against this Fremont defense that has been disciplined all year long, you're not going to catch them on the reverse. They're going to be able to make the play as they did right there, and we've seen them miss on 2 points after their touchdowns with the botched point after, and then that play just got bossed right there.
25 yards in 6 plays and a 2-minute 45.
Yeah, and as you said, Gavin, that could be huge down the stretch. We saw how big an extra point mattered last week when Hawaii defeated Fresno State. Up in Fresno, the blocked PAT ended up being the difference in that game, as Hawaii won by a single point, determined by that blocked extra point. Brecken Carr hits a line drive that Hadley will take on the run at the 4. And Hadley, and he gets to the 25, and then he gets clobbered by Jude Mulitalo, among others, at the 25-yard line. And here comes this offense again.
Great job by Lone Peak's coverage team right there. Usually those line drive kicks you don't really like because it doesn't give your coverage team time to get down the field, but they did a great job fighting through the block and making the tackles.
Silverwolves back to work, 1st and 10, and Calvin Cooper once again back in a quarterback. And again, 5 wide receivers. Simpkins comes in motion to the back, and they give it to him on the reverse to that side, and Simpkins has a lane, and Simpkins up the right side. He gets maybe 9 yards, so a little eye candy right there, a little Eric Bieniemy-esque run right there, and it picks up 9 yards.
A very interesting play design right there, as it was very slow developing. You know, you see him come motion from that top side of your screen, and then they run that counter and run it right back to where he came from, that motion. Gets that first down, that 9-yard rush.
Now it's a throw, Cooper. He throws. That is caught. That's a first down. Brought down quickly by Mayberry, but that's enough for a first down. And now, slow getting up is the receiver, Zach Masters. And oh boy, that's
number 6, Zach Masters.
Zach Masters, who had the 60-yard completion earlier in this game. That's not a name you want to see. That's down on the field. Hopefully, he's okay. We'll stop for a quick moment here and let you know that the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com is your exclusive home of the football semifinals and state championship games. Join us next week, Thursday and Friday, for a semifinal triple-header from Rice-Eccles Stadium. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen, and Moose Bingham have the call for you starting bright and early at 11 a.m. Pre-game coverage starts at 10
Number 6, Zach Masters,
on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Actually, they did not give him the first down. They're going to mark him short.
And I tell you, Alex, Jaden Mayberry right there, looking like a heat-seeking missile, finding the ball, making the open field tackle, and forcing this 3rd and short. Big tackle from Mayberry right there.
Not the first time, I think, in this game we've seen a couple questionable spots on both sides. 3rd down and less than a yard. Simpkins, the tailback. They give it to him right side, and with an extra shove and a push, he looks like he's got it. And he does.
We give this to Owen Simpkins.
Forward progress will give him the first down yardage.
Great job by Fremont's offensive line, just opening up enough of a hole. You had Lone Peak, basically their entire defense, up on the line of scrimmage trying to prevent that 3rd down conversion, and you did just enough.
2 minutes and 53 seconds left in this first half as the sun begins to set behind us in the background. Cooper throws to the right side. That is complete. And what a move by Celeste Moore, breaking ankles and tackles as well. He gets ridden down from behind at the 39-yard line, and a first down for the Fremont Silverwolves. Max Hamblin finally diagnosed the play, but not before he picked up another 20 yards. And meanwhile, they go quickly. And here is a handoff to Simpkins left side, and he'll get a yard to about the 39-yard line.
Going back to that last play by Solesi Moa, he was juking people out of their shoes. Man, that was really impressive. He makes the catch, then he figures out where he needs to go, makes some men miss, and gets those yards after catch that are so valuable.
Second down and long. Cooper, time, throws deep for Moa, and well covered down the field that time by Valgertson, incomplete. And it'll bring up another third down here for the Fremont Silverwolves. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 19-14, Lone Peak. Lone Peak with the only points here in this quarter. A 25-yard touchdown run by Sean Toppy. And now it's third down and 10 here for Fremont. They have not converted a third down in their last 5 tries. Lone Peak has not converted a third down in their last 5 as well. Just 4 men on the rush. Cooper throws, and not a very good throw right there. Pass was caught to Jace Hadley, and it's fourth down. And it looks like Nate Tuatungaloa is going to try to go for it again.
Fourth down and 11.
This is an interesting call right here, given the fact that that pass was not well placed by Cooper. So 4th and 11 now from the 40. Need to get to the 29 for a first down. Approaching a minute to go here in the first half. Remember, Lone Peak has 2 timeouts left. See if they go for it, and they won't, as Fremont will call a timeout. That is their third and final timeout. So they have no timeouts left. Lone Peak will still have 2. And honestly, Gavin, with a minute 13 left on the game clock here, no timeouts left, you're in this part of the field, I feel like you just got to punt the football and just take your losses here.
And I think the fact that he's willing to play so aggressive, the head coach, speaks volumes about his confidence in his defense. They have played excellent all game long, and he thinks they give him the choice, the ability to go for this fourth and 11 and stop Lone Peak if they don't convert from going 60 yards down the field to get a touchdown or 40 for a field goal.
Well, Brecken Carr's field goal range is just about 45, 47 yards, and so Lone Peak really only needs about 30 yards to get in field goal range. So 4th and long here for the Silverwolves. They're going to go for it again. Need to get to the 29-yard line. Cooper's going to throw. Just 3 on the rush, and Cooper's got time. Steps up in the pocket, throws down the field, and throws it incomplete. Intended for Solesi Moa. Well covered by Landon Goff, and that's a turnover on downs.
And I tell you, Alex, one thing that I have seen Lone Peak adjust to, their defense is having a linebacker spy on that Wildcat quarterback almost every play. They're going to make sure that he can't hurt them with his legs. He's going to have to hurt them with his arm, and so far he has struggled to do that tonight. They've got 1 minute and 6 seconds to go 60 yards for the touchdown, a little over 30 yards, I believe, for the field goal.
Remember, Lone Peak also gets the football to start the second half. And how big that would be if they're able to put at least 3 on the board before the break. 5 wide here for Niumetolu. He throws on first down. That's caught. And stepping out of bounds quickly is Cogswell after pick up a 5.
To number 11, Ty Cogswell.
As we hit 1 minute even to go here in the first half. Again, Brecken Carr's field goal range is about 45, 47 yards. And so about that distance, about 25 more yards to go for the Knights. Silverwolves trying to stay afloat here late in the first half. Remember, LP gets the football to start the second half. Alexander Timolip, Gavin Atkinson with you here at Lone Peak Knights Stadium. Play clock down to 2. Play clock down to 1, and they just got it away. Niumetolu looking over the middle, throws in a coverage, and it's incomplete, intended for Luke Christensen, the converted quarterback.
Ball's incomplete.
Colford on the coverage in the middle of the field as well as Riker Shepard. And now this is 3rd down and 5 with 57 seconds left in the first half. Remember, Lone Peak has not converted its last 5 third downs. Fremont, by contrast, has also not converted its last 5 third downs. They come out with 5 wide receivers. Niumetolu, Foreman on the rush. Got time, now throws deep down the field. It is caught! Ike Staley out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
That's a first down and more.
And a first down for LP. They'll stop the clock with 50 seconds left in the first half.
And I tell you, Alex, that was the perfect throw. He throws that back shoulder ball. It looked like some pretty good coverage, but he put it right where his receiver could turn around, have the sideline as some help, and catch that football. Threw it away from the help of the safety coming over. Great throw from Niumetolu.
So from the pistol now, 1st and 10 from the 20. Play clock once again running inside of 5. Now down to 3. Niumetolu hands off to Tahi, right side. And Tahi spins out of a tackle. He's brought down inside the 10. And finally, Lone Peak getting some traction on the ground. It's 1st and goal, Lone Peak. And a timeout is called by the Knights with 40 seconds left in the first half. And
Timeout on the field.
we keep harping on it, Gavin. I mean, you can only go for it for so long, and maybe Nate Tuatongaloa maybe a little too confident in his defense right now.
And that is, you know, the risk you run. You either get to keep the ball, your offense has been struggling, and now the momentum has flipped. Right there you saw the right side of the offensive line. Sione Moeki and Jared Smith just blocking down the field, open up that hole. And Sione Moeki was 15 yards down the field with his blocking assignment. Loving the way this Lone Peak offense is getting the rush going. They've had 2 really big rushes here, and with 42 seconds to go, 6 yards to the end zone, it's hard to imagine a scenario where they don't punch this one in.
Keeping the Knights football players healthy is their claim to fame.
And again, Nate Tuatongaloa maybe getting a little too aggressive down late here in the first half.
From the 6-yard
They've gone for it on 4th down 4
Knights.
times, and they converted only once. .42 seconds left here in the half. Niumetolu to throw, looking into the end zone, and a bit of contact. Here comes a flag.
Niumetolu's pass falls incomplete. Penalty marker is down.
We'll see who this is against. There was a traffic jam in the end zone.
Holding defense number 8. Half of this is the goal. We'll replay first down.
That's on Salesi Moore, the safety. And again, it does not result in an automatic first down like in the college game or in the NFL, so it'll be 1st and goal this time at the 3. Silverwolves desperate to get a stop right here. You think if they can't stop Lone Peak here, they're going to have a hard time coming back in this second half. Niumetolu, Tahi, touchdown!
The game is to Sean Tahi. He picks up the touchdown for the Knights.
Tahi's 2nd touchdown.
With a little help from Mike LeBaron.
And they are going to go for it again.
Touchdown.
It looks like they're going to go for it 2 again here with 35 seconds left in the first half.
And right there, you just see Tahi showing off his strength, running into the middle, the teeth of that Fremont defense, and just fighting over the line, getting that touchdown. We'll see if they can get this 2-point conversion, as they have struggled throughout the game with converting these point-after touchdowns.
Missed both of them. Niumetolu going to throw it this time and sidearm it, and caught for the conversion.
Kipper's pass complete to number 84, Cameron Way.
Cameron Way
That's a 2-point PAT.
able to get the 2-point conversion, and we have a penalty flag after the conversion, and I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct against Lone Peak.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 84. Offense, that 15-yard penalty was first on the inside kickoff.
And that's going to drive Brock back nuts.
And those are the penalties you can't have. You got to play some sound football. But going back to that play design, I got to show some love to the offensive coordinator for that play design. They run that bootleg and they catch number 21 for Fremont, Nash Bailey, in no man's land. He either follows that tight end and continues that coverage, but if he does that, Niumatolu runs into the end zone. He makes the choice, he rushes the quarterback, Niumatolu throws it over his head and into the end zone. Great play design.
And with the Tahi 3-yard touchdown run, Lone Peak puts
So
8
the
points on the advance.
Lone Peak Knights will have the ball to start the second half, and they lead now by 2 scores, 27-14.
Hadley and Celeste Moa.
As the kickoff will be for the 25-yard line, so you think Jace Hadley or Celeste Moa is going to have a chance to return this. Fremont got a turnover and were able to turn it into points, but other than that, Lone Peak mostly controlling the game through this first 24 or so minutes. Brecken Carr set to kick off from the 25 following the penalty on Cameron Ray. This is a short kickoff, and it is going to take a bounce and be gathered up and covered quickly by Jace Hadley at the 33-yard line. So
that kick is down.
The Silverwolves will have 33 seconds to get down the field in at least field goal range with no timeouts.
It'll be marked at the 31-yard line.
And you've got to find a way to balance aggressiveness with, okay, live to fight another down. We saw their aggressiveness kind of bite them on their last possession, but I'd like to see 1 or 2 more shots, get some momentum before halftime. That doesn't work. Let's get into the locker room.
Slade Parker now goes in there at quarterback, and I assume it's just to run some clock. As Parker's going to get to the sideline, he gets pushed out of bounds with 26 seconds left here in the first half. So we've seen 3 quarterbacks be employed here by head coach Nate Tuatungaloa.
Brought down by Wesley Valgardson.
Valgardson finally escorted him to the sideline. 2nd and 7 now.
Second down and 7, Silverwolves.
As the sun continues to set and the chill starts to get a little chillier here at Knight Stadium. Game time temperature was 41 degrees, as expected to get to the high 20s later tonight. Parker on the fly sweep. That's going to go nowhere. And if you're Nate Tuatungaloa, you got to figure you got to just sit on your royals and just get to the locker room. But doesn't look like Bart Brockbank's going to take the easy route. He's going to call a timeout here with 14 seconds left.
Their third and final timeout of the first half.
But
number 7, Park Spencer, was the ball carrier.
But in all honesty, Gavin, that's just prolonging the inevitable right now. It looks like if you're Fremont, they'll just kneel this and go to the locker room.
And you're right on the money. I think, both teams are content to go into the locker room. It's been a great quarter for Lone Peak, especially this last minute or so of game time. They stopped Fremont's offense on their own side on Lone Peak's side of the football. Then they go down the field with that massive throw, get the touchdown, and then they just completely shut down this Fremont offense in this second quarter. Defenses have played well for the most part, but this last minute or so for Fremont, they have struggled.
Want to bring you up to date on the other game that's going on our network on Rewind right now. Plug your ears for this one, Gavin. Timpview leads Orem 41-8 in the fourth quarter. Now that I don't think is one we were expecting.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Definitely, I don't think anybody could have seen that coming earlier today. As Parker's going to throw. Interesting call. Now he's going to take off and run. and try to get to the sideline. He'll pick up the first down, and he'll get out of bounds with 5 seconds left.
Slade Parker with the quarterback keeper.
And so now
He's pushed out of bounds by Toa Toniwasa.
we'll have to see something akin to what we saw at
Parker
Roy
picks up the first down.
with the hook and
Versus
ladder and the
Silverwolves.
rugby toss. I sincerely doubt we're going to see any of that here, but I could be wrong. Parker looking to throw, sprints out to his right. Good protection downfield. Now he's going to take off and run. Time runs out. And he puts his shoulder down. He gets out of bounds, and that'll take us to the finish line of the first 24 minutes.
He's pushed out of bounds by Cooper Stosich. And we're at halftime.
And so Lone Peak, after trailing early, shuts out Fremont
13.
in the second quarter. And Gavin, you have to say right now, Lone Peak is winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, just as we kind of thought they had to at the beginning of this game.
And you're exactly right. If we revisit our keys to the game, one of them I had for Fremont was trying to find a way to slow down Junior Tahi. And, you know, it's so hard to do, and they really haven't throughout this game. He has done a great job getting some hits on the quarterback, some hurries. The other side of the edge has done a great job as well. Muli Atalo. Oh my gosh. I apologize, but really some great things Lone Peak has that they can talk about. You know, they just got to finish the job. Going into the second quarter, if you look at this from Fremont's side, you played a great first quarter and a great most of the second quarter. You got to find a way to finish the job, to finish the quarter. You know, there's some things that went wrong on the defense. You struggled to slow down the run that last minute and a half. You had a couple shot plays, but this is not doom and gloom. You talk about the things at halftime, you take a couple breathers, and you stop Lone Peak on their first possession of the second half. Get some of that momentum, that fuel. This game is by no means over.
A 2-score game it is at halftime, Gavin. You're exactly right. Lone Peak is 9-0, undefeated at home in the 6A playoffs. They're 24 minutes away from going back to the semis for the first time since 2021. We'll be back after halftime. After this on the Rewind Sports Network with LP up 27-14.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Skin Science Institute. Visit skinscienceinstitute.com to start your journey to be an aesthetician today. Alexander Timolip alongside my broadcast partner Gavin Atkinson, ready to start the second half of Fremont against Lone Peak. Before we do so, we want to bring you up to date on some scores from around the state. The Corner Canyon Chargers, the number 1 seed, up 31-14 in the third over Weber. At halftime right now, actually in the third quarter, Lehigh leads American Fork 14-0. And Davis currently leading Skyridge 14-7 early in the second quarter. Timpview drubbing Orem right now 42-8 in the fourth quarter. Roy over Viewmont 21-7 right now after 1. Maple Mountain over Bountiful by 1, 7-6 after the end of 12 minutes. And over in the 3A semifinals, Morgan over Manti 42-28. Congratulations to the Trojans for advancing to the 3A championship. But you didn't come to hear us talk about that. You hear me and Gavin Atkinson come talk behind a head sock, which I'm currently wearing right now. Gavin, Lone Peak up 27-14 as we get set to start the second half. And it looks like Lone Peak starting to assert themselves in the trenches as we expected here late in the first half.
And late, as you said, in that first half, They did exactly what they've done all year. They showed their strength, they showed how great their defense can be, and then how explosive the offense could be. They have like a 60-yard throw in the final minute of the second quarter to set up a last few seconds touchdown. I should say last second because Fremont had the ball for a couple plays. But really, Lone Peak has done everything they wanted to at the end of that second quarter, and they're going to be looking to take that momentum through the rest of the game.
So, Gavin, as we get set to start the second half, remember, Lone Peak's going to get the football. How big is it for right now for head coach Nate Tuatungaloa? What do you think the message is in the locker room that they're down 27-14 and they got to be on defense to start the second half?
Well, you know, you take it as an opportunity. You take it as a chance to take the momentum for yourself. You go up and you have a 3-and-out and you set the tone for what the second half is going to be. You play physical football. Your defense has played really well through most of the games. Or most of the game. Most of the points Lone Peak has come, or has, most of the plays that have resulted in points for Lone Peak have been shot plays, like a 60-yard bomb that they just give up, or one or two rushes. They just got to find a way. Do your 111. Find a way to stop those third down conversions. You're still in this game. Send a message. Get your offense back on the field, and your offense needs to do their job. Get a score. You're right back in this game.
John Chatwin, our PA announcer, just updated us on the Weber Corner Canyon score. It's 31-21 now, Corner Canyon over Weber. Corner Canyon, the defending champs, trying to get back to the semifinals. Of course, Lone Peak has not been to the semi since 2021, and as we said, Lone Peak has never lost a home playoff game as a member of 6A. They are 9-0 all-time in home playoff games. And they have won their home playoff games by an average of 21 points a game. And as we said, Fremont will kick off to start half number 2. Remember, Jaden Mayberry already had an 80-yard kickoff return in the first half to get Lone Peak rolling this evening. And he'll try to do the same thing again here.
Welcome back to the second half.
Game time temperature was 41 degrees. It's come down to 39 now as the sun begins to set. And that's why it sounds a little bit muffled if you can hear me, because I'm talking behind a head sock right now, trying to protect my face. Not the coldest game I've been a part of, Gavin, by the way. 36 degrees at Skyridge it was 2 years ago, yes. And it's an onside kick, and it's a scramble for the loose ball. And still bodies piling up. I think Lone Peak has it. Or do they? They dig for the bottom of the pile, and it's Fremont football!
Onside kick, and it's recovered by Fremont.
Quite a call by head coach Nate Tuatungaloa.
Fremont, you know, out here looking like the Indianapolis Colts with Pat McAfee getting that onside kick recovery. Holy cow. What a great start second quarter. Now your offense needs to capitalize. But that is a great way to shift the momentum. And what a call. I love it. I love the aggressiveness from Fremont right here. You get great field position. Let's see if they can convert.
From the 46 now, 1st and 10 Fremont. What a start to this second half. Double wide receivers to either side. Cooper in the shotgun, hands off to the right side. This is Simpkins. And Simpkins gets about maybe 5 yards. It just adds to the unpredictability of this game.
Tackled by number 33, Calvin Leava'a.
Calvin Leava'a on the stop. And so now it's Lone Peak on their heels to start the second half on the onside kick.
2nd down and 5, Silverwolves.
As I rip my face or my head sock off now, 2nd and 5 from the 41. Cooper from the shotgun, and we have a flag. Looked like the slot back Zach Masters moved.
5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that's a biggie.
And I've kind of been harping on it all night, Alex, but those
After the
unforced
penalty,
errors
it'll be
make
second
it
down,
so
10
hard to win a football
Silverwolves.
game. When you're playing against 11 guys plus yourself, it's really hard to win.
So right about where they started, second and 10 now from the 46. Simpkins in the shotgun with Cooper. Fakes the screen, throws a dart up the sideline, and Tanu Vasa had it in his hands. It should have been picked,
Cooper's
but
pass falls
Valgertson
incomplete. John
came
Silver,
over
the
and broke up his
receiver.
own interception.
Tanu Vasa
A little bit of friendly fire right there, and oh man, that would have really flipped the momentum back into Lone Peak's favor. We see the quarterback get baited into that throw. He looks like he has a step on the receiver, but he doesn't see the safety coming over.
And a big third down here. Both teams have converted only one of their last 11 tries combined. Third down and 10. Low snap, throw. That is complete. Out to the flat. This is Moa trying to break a tackle. And Leo Va'a will finally escort him out of bounds after about a gain of maybe 4. But that should be enough to get, well, a reasonable fourth down try here. Actually, they're going to say he's going to be fourth and 9. They didn't give him any forward progress. And here we go again. Fremont trying to get across and advance the ball. 4th and 9 from the 45. Cooper rolls to his left, throws, hop, skip, and a jump, and he makes the completion of Masters. And Masters is a first down and a biggie at that, out to the 26-yard line. And a pickup of 19 yards on 4th and 9.
Great job improvising by the quarterback. You know, he sidesteps the rush coming up, and then he has enough time for his receivers to find the hole in the zone. Zips it in there, gets the first down, big fourth down conversion there.
That's the first fourth down conversion of the entire game for Fremont. Cooper to throw, throws the fade route for Moa, touchdown! And the Silverwolves are back in it!
Cooper completes to Celeste Moa for the Silverwolves touchdown.
Moa with his second touchdown of the game. And what do we talk about, Gavin? A much-needed momentum swing, and the Silverwolves are back in it.
And that was a great throw and a great route. We see him just get a step. Celeste Moa gets that step, and then, you know, ball was placed perfectly, catches it in stride, easy touchdown.
26-yard touchdown completion. And they are going to try the swinging gate formation. And the throw is caught for 2. And a penalty flag goes down for a face mask after the fact. And Fremont puts 8 on the board.
For a 2-point conversion for the Silverwolves.
And
Well, I didn't expect that.
There you go, Alex. There's your converted swinging gate. They've been doing it all game, and they finally catch Lone Peak off guard.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, necessary roughness number 8. That 15-yard penalty will be forced on the kickoff.
Penalty against Cade Hansen. Good time to remind you, the Rewind Sports Network and our coverage of Lone Peak football is presented by Burt Brothers, where auto care is done better, and by Roofer Supply, your trusted partner with 8 locations throughout the state of Utah. Come in today and see why they want to take you to the top. Well, don't blink, folks. You'll definitely miss it. Alexander Timop alongside Gavin Atkinson. An onside kick. The 26-yard touchdown completion to Celeste Moa. And the 2-point conversion off the much-maligned swinging gate formation now puts Fremont down by 5. And Gavin, like I said, those 2 missed extra points, they now loom pretty large here if you're Lone Peak, because if you kick a field goal, it remains a 1-score game.
And it was a very interesting time to go for that swinging gate, that 2-point conversion, because you were down 7. I expected them, you know, if they had converted on the 2 PATs, you would have been down 9. They go for it, get the 2, make it a 5-point game. They score a touchdown, they're in the lead. Talk about a complete shift of momentum in just under 2 minutes.
And now Lone Peak's got everybody ganged up on the 30-yard line, lined up almost in the NFL kickoff formation. They are not going to be fooled this time on the onside kick. And it is a deep kickoff going for the Rouge. And it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Lone Peak offense comes back out. And you could just feel now, Gavin, the tension in this stadium just got driven up 1,000-fold with that opening drive.
And it's very interesting, Alex, because, you know, as you said, that opening kickoff, or right before that opening kickoff, you know, confidence was very high with Lone Peak. You could feel the energy. They could almost feel the wind, but there's still a half of football to play. Fremont shows exactly why they are so dangerous, and now Lone Peak needs to respond in a big way.
Niumetolu from the shotgun. Sean Tahi with him in the formation. Niumetolu to throw on first down. Pass is caught. Finds his safety blanket, Mayberry. And he has a first down out to the 37-yard line. That's a heck of a start to the drive.
And that's, you know, you got to credit that Lone Peak offensive line. They sat there, they held their blocks, and they provided Niumetolu a ton of time to find that deep crossing route.
27-22, Fremont trails by 5. Everything has just changed dramatically here at Knight Stadium. Niumetolu from the pistol, going to keep it to the right side. And he gets escorted out of bounds into the bench on the read option at about the 44-yard line. Picked up officially 7 yards on the play. You can feel the tension inside of Knight Stadium. Everything getting a little more uncomfortable now for Lone Peak. Again, they have never lost a home playoff game as a member of 6A, 9-0. Here's Tahi, left side, and he's got a lane. And Sean Tahi brought down inside the 40 at the 39-yard line.
Breaks through, picks up a first down and more for the Knights.
And Sean Tahi starting to assert himself here in this third quarter.
Lone Peak has done an excellent job going back to about a minute left in the second quarter of getting their run game going. Fremont had slowed it down, if not stopped it completely, up until that point. But we've been seeing a ton of great runs from Tahi. And you get this Lone Peak defense two-dimensional. They can hurt you in the pass and the run. It's a hard thing to stop. It's a big ask of this Fremont defense.
Here's a handoff to Wright this time. And Wright able to squirm his way through for about maybe 6 yards. So that Lone Peak offensive line beginning to get a shove up front. Now, as we're just underway here in this third quarter, Alexander Timolip, Gavin Atkinson, Fremont off an onside kick. Went down the field, scored a touchdown, and then a swinging gate 2-point conversion, and they're right back in this game, down by 5 as we're approaching the halfway point of this third quarter. The Knights are trying to respond. From the 31, second down and 3. Play action, Niumetolu throws. That is complete to Cogswell. And Cogswell is chopped down at the 25-yard line. That's enough to move the sticks.
And picks up the first down for the Knights. Crew Hassel defending on the play.
Again, the game time temperature was 41 degrees. It's dropped some to about 39. It's supposed to drop into the high 20s later tonight. But the heat getting turned up on the Lone Peak Knights. From the 25 of the Wolves. First and 10. Niumetolu from the shotgun. Hands off to Wright, left side. And he gets ankle tackled as he gets to the 20. A mark him officially at the 21. Pickup of 4.
And that was a massive ankle tackle. Shoelace tackle as he had nothing but green grass ahead of him. Could have gone for the first down and possibly the end zone. Fremont really needs to find an answer for this Lone Peak running game coming out of half.
Sean Tahi had 148 of 174 Lone Peak rushing yards last week. Triple wide receiver now lines up in the stack to the right. Right the tailback next to Niumetolu. He drops the pass, got time, sidearms it, into coverage, and it's picked off! Tipped and intercepted!
Ruling on the field was an interception. First down.
Intercepted on the play by Slade Parker! The second takeaway for the Silverwolves!
Slade Parker. Silverwolves.
It went off the hands of Cogswell and into the waiting arms of Slade Parker.
Man, and I tell you, Alex, you know, there's this saying, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That time they got a little lucky, but I do think you create your own luck.
Second turnover of the game for Lone Peak. 1st and 10 now on the 4-yard line for Fremont. What a big stop. Cooper hands off to Hadley. And Hadley lost the football!
Fumble on the play.
Lone Peak says they have it, they do!
What a turn of events, Alex. You know, we just come off that pick, and now you got Lone Peak's defense causing a fumble, giving their offense the ball within the 5-yard line.
Thank you, cheer squad.
What a play from Lone Peak's defense. Great job for a turnover there. And it's as if nothing happened.
Let's go for 2 boxes.
They need a score, and they need it badly here. Does Lone Peak. Handoff goes to Wright. Touchdown!
Did he just make that touchdown? Sam Wright, he did.
Sam Wright. One play, one score, and Lone Peak gets back into the end zone. And so both teams have converted off a turnover. Brecken Carr now for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The extra point is up, and it is good. 6:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lone Peak, much needed score to get back up by 12. And the momentum shifts back to the Knights.
Time of possession. And
it took just 6 seconds for Lone Peak to shift the momentum back to their side. Alexander Timok alongside Gavin Atkinson. As Brecken Carr looks like he's cramping up on the sideline, so they're going to have to bring the backup kicker in here. But Gavin, as you just said, what a turn of events. The interception by Parker, but what makes it even more important is now that both teams have converted off a turnover. De facto, one turnover aside, at 7 points off of each turnover each side. That really is the difference in the game right now. But Lone Peak, you have to say, really needed that turnover and that score.
It completely flipped the momentum back in their favor. You know, Fremont, they came into this half swinging with that onside kick, get that touchdown, and then they come up with that big interception. You could feel the air in the stadium just get sucked out. The balloon deflated. And, man, Lone Peak's offense came up big when they needed to. And that is just a heartbreaking turn of events for the Silverwolves. You did everything, and then your offense just makes one crucial, critical mistake, and you find yourself down 12.
Jake Barker, the backup kicker, will take over the duties for now for Brecken Carr, who's cramping up on the sideline. Barker hits a squibber. He'll be taken by Moa, and a little reverse. And Simpkins coming to the near side, needs a block, and he gets a block, and he gets to the 40. Penalty flag goes down, though, and he goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line. As it looks like we're going to get a flag for holding on the return. So it's a difference of about 21 yards of field position. Dave Steierman once again is our referee.
Return team number 13. The 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
And I tell you, Alex, every time Fremont has needed a spark, they've had a play to do it, but that time it just gets brought back by the holding. I love the idea to bring out that reverse, see if you can create some more momentum, but you just shoot yourself in the foot and you start at your own 20.
So 1st and 10 now from the 20. Fremont down 2 scores as we're approaching the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. We're just about at the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. Here's a handoff to Parker. Parker was thinking about throwing. Now he does downfield, and it's caught. That's Masters cutting back to the inside, and he gets waffled at about the 40-yard line. It'll move the sticks for a first down. As Nate Tuatungaloa looks like he's
Parker.
emptying the playbook of everything here, as Zach Masters has had a nice night here tonight. And quickly Fremont
First and 10,
to the line of scrimmage here. Again, no Manasseh Tuatungaloa in the game. He hasn't been for most of this game. He's only been in for about 2 or 3 drives, which has been shocking. But Calvin Cooper has done an amazing job of holding down the fort. Here's a handoff to Simpkins, left side. He's got a hole, and Simpkins gets run over as he gets close to midfield. And now it looks like both these teams are starting to dominate the line of scrimmage a little bit.
And I love the fact that Fremont has used a couple trick plays to get some more momentum back on their side. I harp on momentum a lot, but it's the thing that drives your offense. It gives you that extra boost, and that handoff to pass, trick play, great job, gets him down the field.
And another penalty flag.
Penalty before the play.
And it's going to be on Zach Masters again.
False start, offense number 6. 5-yard penalty, it's still second down.
That's the third time they've caught Zach Masters flinching. And meanwhile, Jayshawn Mayberry looked like he said something to Masters.
Second down 8, Silverwolves.
Flashed a gesture to him. Lucky that the officials did not get him for a flag. I don't know if he was saying it to to his teammate or saying it to Masters, but very fortunate he did not get penalized. Second down and 7 now. Cooper to throw. Throws the slant. Bobbled and picked off. Tano Vasa comes up with it.
Pass is intercepted by the
And the second takeaway of the game belongs to Lone Peak.
That's a turnover.
And that is going to be Tano Vasa's third interception of the year, and boy, does it come at a crucial time. Lone Peak has all the momentum right now, and you can put that blame on, the inexperience of this new quarterback, maybe a lack of cohesion between him and the receiver. They weren't on the same page. He fires that ball a little soon. The receiver, as soon as he turns it around, it's basically in his lap, and he couldn't squeeze the football, tipping it up.
So from the 39, Niumetolu hands to Tahi, and he goes nowhere. That's maybe a yard. Colford gets over there to diagnose the play. What an action-packed third quarter we've had. We had 2 turnovers, 2 scores, an onside kick.
Second down and 9, Knights.
And Lone Peak is threatening to blow this baby wide open here with under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
If there was a time for the Silverwolves defense to stand up, they need to do it right now.
Second and 9. Double wide receivers either side. Niumetolu audibilizing at the line of scrimmage. Tahi moves up next to him. Niumetolu now throws, and the pass is batted down, incomplete. And that's Brant Colford again.
Batted down and incomplete.
He has had his fingerprints all over this game. He had the early interception. He's had some multiple TFLs, some great tackles, and right there they bring the blitz. Knows he isn't going to get to the quarterback, jumps up, tips that ball,
Third down and 9,
brings up a
Knights.
3rd and long. Now, here's the key for Fremont. They've struggled to get off the field on 3rd and long. They need to do it here.
And they show 5 in the box here against Kepa Niumetolu, and they're coming. Here's a read option. Niumetolu gets to the left side, and he's going to smartly slide. Nowhere to go on that play.
Keeps the ball.
And it's decision time here for head coach Bart Brockbank and offensive coordinator Gary Trowbridge. It's 4th and 8. But I don't think you have any doubt in your mind here, Gavin. I think you got to go for this. You got to keep the momentum going.
And it's a very risky play because it could backfire on you. If you don't get this, you could be giving Fremont a spark, give them back the momentum. We'll see. You can either step on their throat here or you can lose all the momentum. We'll see what happens. Big play coming up.
4th and 8. Niumetolu, 4 men on the rush, has time. Now gets out. Now sidearms it. Batted. It is caught, but Tahi's not going to get the first down. He is stopped well short of the marker. And the Fremont Silverwolves get the big stop on 4th down, and they keep Lone Peak from cashing in the turnover.
And Alex, even though that play did not work out, I got to reward the concentration as that ball was tipped up in the air. Receiver finds a way to catch it, fights for the yards, but Fremont comes up big. We'll see if Lone Peak's defense can rise to the occasion once again.
Calvin Cooper on 1st and 10 now after the turnover on downs. Foreman on the rush, looking to throw. Throws and throws it incomplete.
Cooper's pass falls incomplete.
A lot of traffic over there on that right side. Hadley, the intended receiver, as once again, we have not seen Manasseh Tuatungaloa, if at all, in this game. I mean, and now we can't even find him on the sideline, and that's got to be a concern.
2nd and 10, Silverwolves.
Here's a handoff, or rather just a keeper for Cooper. And Cooper had a lane, but it got closed off very quickly. And it'll bring up 3rd and long here for Fremont.
And Alex, you're just seeing this Fremont offense. They seem to be struggling on both sides of the football. They're struggling to run it, and then, you know, without their starting quarterback, it just, he looks a little uncomfortable. The quarterback down there right now, overthrowing, and this offense is just not firing on all cylinders. You can't afford that when you're going up against this Knights defense.
So they're going to talk it over here. We'll be back after this word from the Salt Lake Running Company with 2:53 to go. Well, the big story here, no Manasseh Tuatungaloa in this game, leaving it in the hands of Calvin Cooper, the backup quarterback. Now 2:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. With Fremont down by 12. Alexander Timolip and Gavin Atkinson here at Knight Stadium. Fremont trying to convert another 3rd and long. Suka comes in motion. They bring 4 and an extra. Cooper gets protection, fires for Moa. What a throw! Out of bounds inside the 39-yard line. So when down, just dial 8, and they get a 1st down.
And what a weapon the Silverwolves have in Celeste Moa. He's such a great receiver. He's playing safety for him on defense, and he comes up big for them right there with that over-the-shoulder grab. Great throw, great catch.
So from the 38 now, here's Cooper again to throw. Throws it into traffic, a lot of contact, but no flag. I'm telling you, there was a whole lot of shirt grabbing there by the middle linebacker,
Zach Masters, the intended receiver.
Cooper Stasic, but no penalty flags fly, and it's 2nd down. As the heat getting turned up here on this Lone Peak defense, 2nd and 10. Cooper looking, throws, and had a man open, but getting turned around the other way was Hadley. And it'll bring up another 3rd and long.
And right there, Alex, it looked like we had a miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. Receiver wanted to take that one into the end zone, and it looked like the quarterback thought he was throwing it to the sideline. You know, you can attribute some of this to maybe these guys not playing together as much, as this is Fremont's backup.
3rd down and 10. Cooper throws for Moa again. And this time, better coverage, and it's incomplete, intended for him again.
Calvin Cooper's pass is incomplete.
And it'll be 4th and long here for Fremont.
And Alex, it feels like the last 3 or 4 drives for Fremont have stalled right here on Lone Peak's 40-yard line. They've usually gone for it on 4th. We'll see if they can change the narrative here, convert this 4th down. As this game continues to tick away, they need to find a way to score some points.
They already got 8 here in this quarter. Now they need 10 to keep going. Cooper in the shotgun. Play clock down to 3, down to 2. And they just got it away. Cooper to throw. He's got time. Fires into the seam. And it's off the fingertips of Suka, incomplete.
Cooper's pass falls incomplete. John Suka, the intended receiver, and Knights.
And the Knights will take over on downs.
And they say, Alex, that football is a game of inches, and if that ball was 2 or 3 inches lower, that's a touchdown. That would have been exactly what Fremont needed, but it wasn't 2 or 3 inches lower. It goes through the fingertips of Suka, and now Lone Peak's offense comes back onto the field, looking to run some clock away and control the game.
Knights.
2:28 left to go. 1st and 10. Christensen comes in motion, and the handoff is a fake to Tahi, and it's a keeper by Niumetolu. And Niumetolu will dive down to the ground, down to about the 43-yard line. He picked up about maybe 5 yards.
He stopped by Salesi Moa.
Salesi Moa made the stop. What an action-packed third quarter we have had here at Knight Stadium. We've had 2 touchdowns aside, a turnover each side. But Fremont sticking around here, down only by 12 points with 13 minutes of game time left to go. Remember, Lone Peak has never lost a playoff game at home as a member of 6A. They are 9-0 all time. Here's a handoff right side. Tahi, he's got a lane. Sean Tahi into the secondary. Cuts it back across the side. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown! But there's a penalty flag. There's a flag down to a 45. Hold on. There's a penalty flag down. It's coming back.
And Alex, from where this flag is and the situation, I imagine it's a holding or a block in the back.
There you go. There you go. That's what I thought. It looked like, I don't know who it was, but it looked like Cogswell had a good hold of the jersey of the cornerback Orion Patton here on the near sideline, and so they'll back it up 10 yards. That wipes out a 57-yard touchdown run by Sean Tahi, and it pushes the ball back to the 45-yard line.
Silverwolves catching a break there, as that was a great run by Tahi. He had some great blocking down the field, but you know, sometimes those big runs are orchestrated by a hold, and right there, the the officials caught it.
Yeah, we would know a thing or two about that. As football fans ourselves. 2nd down and 1 now from the 46. Niumetolu hands to Tahi. This time, not going to get as much, but he still gets the first down to the 48-yard line, and that'll move the sticks.
23, Sean Tahi. Brought down by Jackson Masters. Picks up the first down for the Knights.
That'll move the sticks for Lone Peak as we approach 1 minute and 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. What has been an entertaining one under the lights here tonight. What a game. Has had a whole lot of fireworks from the very beginning here tonight.
1st and 10, Knights.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights. Ball is at the 47-yard line of Fremont. Again from the pistol, Kepa Niumetolu. With Tahi the tailback, gives it to him off to the left side. He gets a block, and Tahi is going to get about maybe 5 yards. Keeps the legs moving. They'll give him about 7.
And Alex, the key to Lone Peak's success in this quarter, in this half, or I should say since that last drive of the first half, has been their ability to win on first down. They've gotten 6-yard rushes. They've looked really good, and that's allowed them to take a couple shots down the field, allowed them to be comfortable, and they're really looking in control right now.
Last snap of the third quarter coming up here, 2nd and short. Tahi trying to cut it back, and he goes nowhere. Colford leading the charge. And that is going to take us to the end of the third quarter. What a third quarter. It started with Fremont getting the onside kick to start the quarter. They went down the field and scored. Lone Peak answered back. And we're set up for a great 12 minutes here at Knight Stadium.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Well, it's starting to look like the Bundesliga down there with that smoke bombs going off here at Knight Stadium. 34-22 the score. Alexander Timop alongside Gavin Atkinson here at Knight Stadium. As Lone Peak looking to take control of this game. Up by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. After the turnover on downs. But they have a 3rd down and 6. They need to convert right here. Niumatolu from the pistol. Gonna throw. Blitzer coming off the edge. Throws wide side. That's complete for a 1st down. And that is Mayberry who makes the catch at a 1st down.
And that was just a great route run by Jashawn Mayberry. We see him running that little comeback route to the far side of the field. He sells that fade streak route as hard as he can. Then he puts his foot in the dirt. Turns around and the ball's right there. Gets the 1st down. Great throw, great catch, and it just shows how much the receiver and the quarterback trust each other.
1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Knights. Ball at the 34. Niumatolu gonna keep it going around the right side this time. Escapes the tackle, gets to the right side, and hops his way out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. They give him about maybe 6. A lot of fireworks in this game here tonight at Knight Stadium. Again, we want to drive home the point. We keep harping on it, but Lone Peak has never lost a playoff game in their history as a member of 6A at home. 9-0 all time. Pitch goes to Wright. And Wright into the pursuit, and he's able to get a 1st down at about the 23-yard line. Needed about 2 or 3, but picks up instead about maybe 7 at a 1st down.
Puts the ball on the 22-yard line.
And Gavin, you can just feel the tension here inside of Knight Stadium. Everybody knows that Lone Peak has got to put 6 on the board on this possession.
And if they can put 6 on the board, you know, I'm not going to say the game's over, but it's starting to look bleak for Fremont as they have struggled on offense in the 2nd half and really throughout the game.
Niumatolu hands off to Tahi left side. Tahi lowers the boom and is able to get about to the 16-yard line. And it just looks like this offensive line is just getting stronger as the game goes on here, Gavin. They're moving people now off the line of scrimmage.
And it's such a talented offensive line. You have Austin Pay, you know, the BYU commit. And then the right side of this Lone Peak offense I have been, you know, just impressed with the entire time. Sione Moaeki, or Aki, excuse me, and Jared Smith have just been controlling the right side of the line, opening up big gaps for their halfback to run right through.
Niumatolu from the shotgun. Play clock running down to 1-0. And we're going to have a timeout called by LP.
Penalty markers down.
Timeout, Lone Peak. Their 1st timeout of the 2nd half.
So that's a cue for us to remind you, Skin Science Institute is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak Football on the Rewind Sports Network. Begin your journey to becoming a statistician today at skinscienceinstitute.com. Come on in and join their team today. As John Chatwin just announced, Lone Peak Girls Volleyball wins their wins the state championship. Congratulations today. Congratulations to them down in Orem. As the Lone Peak girls been the long dominant team in girls Utah girls high school volleyball. Of course, shout out to one Tasha Farmer, Deseret News Miss Volleyball 2022, now at UC Santa Barbara. One of the best volleyball conferences, if not the best in the country. Our second down and 3 now from the 16. And we have a flag. And it's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 5. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
That's Jay-Sean Mayberry called for the infraction. That's the 6th penalty of the game on Lone Peak.
And Alex, throughout this game, on both sides of the field, we have seen these hard counts kind of backfire on the offense. We saw, Fremont struggling with it early on, and now we're seeing Jay-Sean Mayberry. He just jumped, sets his team back 5 yards.
Niumetolu from the pistol keeps it to the left side. Niumetolu up the sideline and shoved out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. And that's going to be first and goal. Kepa Niumetolu with a great fake to get the defense to bite. And it's first and goal LP.
And I tell you, Alex, Kepa might not have the greatest arm in the state, but the reason he is one of the best quarterbacks is his ability to run, his ability to freeze the linebackers with that read. And then, I'm not saying he doesn't have a great arm. He does have a great arm. He has it all. It is so hard to stop this kid, and he's shown exactly why.
Here's Tahi left side, and he gets down about the 3-yard line. I was about to say, Gavin,
Sean Tahi, the ball carrier.
What do you mean he doesn't have a great arm? We've seen it earlier this year against Timpview. I mean, the guy has an arm for days. Lest you forget.
3-yard gain in the play.
But it's been a long season for us. A long, trundling one at that. As Lone Peak going for the kill here, up by 12. A score here, and you'd have to think the Knights are going to be in the driver's seat. Tahi. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Lone Peak Knights. Sean Tahi, the ball carrier.
That's the hat trick for Sean Tahi. And it looks like Lone Peak is going to go for 2 again to try to make it a 20-point game. Though I don't quite understand why you would go for 2 up by 18, but that's why I'm up here.
Nice to attempt the 2-point PAT.
Tahi in the shotgun alongside Niumetolu, double wide receivers to the right. Niumetolu looking, now sidearms it to the end zone. Got it!
And it is good.
Niumetolu to Jaden Mayberry.
Extra 2 points.
And it's 42-22. Lone Peak comfortably in front now here in this one. Lone Peak finally pulling away from the stubborn Fremont Silverwolves here. 42-22, 9:28 left to go.
Number 59, Jake Barker.
Here in the game.
Back to return, Jace Hadley and Celeste Moa.
Jace Hadley, Celeste Moa to return the kickoff. And again, the big story of the game, no Manase Tuatungaloa for Fremont. Is not even on the sideline as Barker kicks off, and Hadley will take it at the 3. And Hadley has a seam up the left side, and Hadley into the secondary, and he's shoved out of bounds, and he gets shoved late. And I mean late, and a flag comes down, and it hits one of the Silverwolves standing on the sideline in his hand warmer. And so Fremont's going to get the football deep inside Lone Peak territory.
And talk about making a bad situation worse for Lone Peak. you know, Fremont is getting the return they need. And he was 3-4 yards out of bounds before he got shoved out. You know, we've seen this game getting a little chippy. I've seen some players chirping at each other. Maybe a little bit of frustration, maybe a little bit of confidence, but you got to nip that in the bud. You got to finish the game. You can't give Fremont any room to get back into this game because they will take it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 33. Cooper to throw. Throws. That is complete. In the flat. Trying to get a block. And not much room. And the ball comes out, but after the play.
And he's brought down by Landon Goff.
Landon Goff able to bring down Jax Parker on the play.
2-yard gain on the play.
Just 2 on the gain there for Fremont.
For the Silverwolves.
We give the Silverwolves credit. They have fought tooth and nail with these Lone Peak Knights all night long. Still 9 minutes to go. Not quite over just yet. Cooper throws into the seam. That's picked off. Trying to force it there to Wesley Valgertson. And Valgertson with a convoy. Valgertson down the sideline. Goodbye. Gonna take the Knights to Rice-Eccles Stadium.
That's a Wesley Valgertson interception. Runs it all the way back. For that pick 6 for the Knights.
And Alex, right there, we saw Fremont look like they were going to run a tunnel or a little bit of a bubble screen, but then they faked it. We saw the receiver run deep down the end zone on a little streak route. Valgertson didn't bite on the screen, was just kind of lurking under the route and then jumped right in front of the ball. Runs to the far side of the field and outraced the quarterback. Big pick 6 for the Knights, and that one should solidify their ticket to Rice-Eccles.
Sideline warning was called on Lone Peak after the touchdown. As Gavin said, things are getting a little bit chippy here.
Jake Barker to attempt the PAT.
And Jake Barker now to attempt the extra point. Since it was 14-13, Lone Peak has outscored Fremont 34-8. Barker now for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Low line drive kick, but he's able to get it through. 49-22, Lone Peak firmly in control here. We'll be back after this word from Mountain Land. Lone Peak now 8 minutes and 29 seconds away from going back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. On the 3rd turnover of the game for the Fremont Silverwolves, Wesley Valgertson goes 77 yards to the Holly.
Picking up for the Knights, number 59, Jake Barker. Back to return Jace Hadley and Celeste Moa.
Jace Hadley, Celeste Moa to once again return the kickoff. It has been 35-8 Lone Peak since it was 14-13 early in this game. As Barker hits looked like he tried to hit a squibber. It hit somebody. Now there's a scramble for the ball. I think Fremont came up with it. A flag goes down. And it's going to be Fremont football. And I would assume that they're going to get 15 more yards plus on the end of this.
That may be the most chaotic kick-off I have ever seen. You know, they try to squib it.
I don't think Barker meant to do that.
It hit the Fremont player right in the chest, or maybe it was the leg. I'm not sure. Then it hit the Lone Peak player and bounced up. And I imagine something may have been said, maybe a late hit. I'm not sure, but what a chaotic play.
Probably was somebody pulling somebody off the pile.
Covered by Fremont. After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 11, Lone Peak, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Penalties called against Cogswell. I would imagine he got called for ripping somebody off the pile.
After the penalty assessment, the ball is placed at the 32-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 with 8 minutes and 24 seconds left to go here in the game. And Slade Parker now taking over, and I think Nate Tuatungaloa has about waved the white flag here in this one. He throws into coverage, and it's almost picked off. It probably should have been. And we have another flag down as we have more words being said. Another flag goes down.
Intended for Jace Hadley.
Now this is getting ridiculous. Now this is getting, Gavin, absolutely ridiculous.
And this is where, you know, you need the officials step in. You know, they threw the flags. You can't have this game getting chippy. You can't ruin this great game.
No.
Just with, you know, I get it. You got a little bit of pride. You played a great game. Both teams, you know, jawing off and some frustration mounting from Fremont. You can't lose your heads, though. Especially if you're Lone Peak, you do not want to get suspended.
Dave Starman will sort it out and educate everything that just happened. Both on the defense. Dead ball, personal foul, 0. 15-yard penalty. Dead ball, sportsmanlike conduct, 0. That's happened to the goal. First down. So both fouls called on Bob Mulatalo, and you really don't want to see that at this point in the game.
And Alex, I can't lie, I'm kind of shocked that there wasn't
an ejection.
An ejection.
I agree with you, buddy. I'm with you on that one. I'm shocked that Mulatalo wasn't thrown out, because that's grounds for an ejection. So the mark off the 15, and then they're going to mark off the other half the distance. It'll be 1st and goal on the 8-yard line.
After the penalty assessment, the ball will be placed at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Silverwolves.
And now we're going to have a timeout and a stoppage, and I think we're going to have a little bit of a kind of conference while the officials figure out where to spot the ball. And I also think we may get the coaches coming to midfield here. Bob Mulatalo, like you said, Gavin, very fortunate. He's still in this game.
And Alex, you know, you can't lose your head. You can't let the emotions control you. You've played so hard, and you can't throw it all away.
1st and goal now from the 8. Slade Parker gonna run it to the left side. Gonna get a block. Tries to get into the seam. Now finds a path somehow. It's knocked out of bounds at the 3.
Slade Parker with the
I have
keeper.
no idea how he was able to get out of that traffic jam. But Leava'a shoved him out, but not before he got to the 3-yard line.
Really impressed with that kid's shiftiness, his ability to dodge tackles as he had Mayberry coming and trying to make the tackle, and he just chokes right by him. Mayberry is one of the most sure-handed tacklers I have seen in high school, and couldn't come up with that one there.
2nd and goal now from the 3. Parker, again, going to try to run. Now he's going to jump pass into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended for Celeste Moa. I don't think Moa was ready for that.
Wesley
Valgertson was in coverage, but it's 3rd down regardless. And so, once again, Fremont on the doorstep here on 3rd down and goal now from the 3. And you'd have to think, with the score being where it is, it's probably 4-down territory. Third and goal now from the 3. Parker to throw again. This time he's got a lane to the left. He's going to dive for the pylon, and he gets there. Touchdown. And so now, with 8 minutes to go here in the game, Fremont able to get at least one score back.
The keeper picks up the touchdown.
And it looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
For the Silverwolves.
Great job by the quarterback, showing off his speed, outrunning the defense to the far-sided pylon, and lunges in for the score.
49-28. Give the Fremont Silverwolves credit. They have fought tooth and nail.
2-point PAT attempt for the Silverwolves.
And it's a shame that the scoreline is where it is, because I tell you, the score does not reflect how competitive this game actually has been. As Parker throws to the end zone, it is caught, and that's 2. And so that makes it 49-30 in favor of Lone Peak. 8 minutes even left to go. Lone Peak in front comfortably. They're well on their way to Rice Eccles Stadium.
Left to play.
Great season for the Fremont Silverwolves. Came into this game 8-3. They were up 14-13. They looked like they were priming the rails for an upset, but Lone Peak just too much here tonight. As it's going to take pretty much a miracle here with 8 minutes left to go here in the ball game, and Lone Peak up by 19. Alexander Timolip, Gavin Atkinson here at Knight Stadium here in Alpine, Utah. Bring you up to date on some scores here from around the state in just a little bit. See if Fremont does attempt an onside kick. It's just a pooch kick. And Cogswell, or Staley rather, goes back to get it, and he'll dive to the ground at the 24-yard line. Scores want to bring you up to date on from around the state. At halftime right now, Davis up on Skyridge 24-14. That's a shocker. And then 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Lehigh comfortably in front of American Ford, 28-7. And at halftime right now, Maple Mountain leads Bountiful 24-14. Or 28-14 rather. So Gavin, a couple of shockers, especially on the 5A side today with Maple Mountain over Bountiful. I don't think that's what we expected. And then Olympus early on over Brighton 7-0.
And that's exactly why we love this game. The game isn't played on paper. You get all these upsets.
You sure do. I mean, we have another one brewing right now. Skyview's leading Provo right now in the quarterfinal over Bulldog Stadium. That's a big shocker as Wright gets taken down after pickup of about maybe 3, and Nate Tuatungaloa is going to burn a timeout.
Their second charge timeout of the second half.
It's a good time to remind you the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Lone Peak football has been presented all season long by Burt Brothers, where auto care is done better. And for just $2, 100 million commercial loaners call Popular Commercial Lending Group. Call them today, 801-694-6281. And Roofer Supply, your trusted partner with 8 locations throughout Utah. They invite you to take it to the top. So Gavin, as we come down the stretch here of this game, if Lone Peak is able to hold on and advance, and if they don't get Skyridge in the semifinals, now you have to kind of turn the wheels and think that, you know, maybe Lone Peak now has the inside track to beat Corner Canyon or Lehigh for the championship.
And I tell you, Alex, you know, there's the old adage, and I know everybody seems to hate it, as I'll finish this out in a second.
As Niumatolu gonna throw, launches one deep for Mayberry. A lot of contact, and he makes the catch!
Mayberry with the catch from Kepa Niumatolu.
And that's the exclamation point on this night.
That kid is the Madden cheat code. I have no idea how he came down with that catch. I mean, the Fremont defender was all over him, and it seems like he caught that ball around his back. I can't believe that catch, but, you know, back to my thought, I really do believe in the old adage that defense wins championships. We've seen Lone Peak get some big upsets. They beat Corner earlier this year. It's hard to beat the same team twice, but when you have a defense like Lone Peak has, and the playmakers on offense that they do, it's hard to not get on that hype train.
And think about it too, Gavin. I mean, Corner Canyon, okay, I get it. They don't have Brighton Brady. They don't have Jerome Miles, both out for the season. They also have a banged-up quarterback in Helaman Kasunga as Sam Wright takes it to the left side for about 5. I mean, I get it that Corner Canyon is beat up, but we've seen how good this Lone Peak team can be from the second they stepped on the field against Timpview. We knew that this was a good team.
And you're exactly right. Going back to, I believe it was week 2. You know,
it was a long time ago.
Back in the first week of September or last week of August, it feels like a long time ago. But man, that game versus Timpview, we knew Timpview and Lone Peak were going to be big players at the end of the year, and Lone Peak has not looked back. They have looked incredible this entire year. Only one in-state loss to, you know, powerhouse Skyridge. And that's a loss that you can sit and go, yeah, you know, we didn't play our best that game. Skyridge played a great game, but we can respect that loss. Now we're going to go into the playoffs full steam ahead, and that's what they have done. It's exciting to think about what this team can do.
Matt Shepard, the ball carrier on that last play. Fremont, credit to them, great season. Went from 2-9 last year under new leadership at head coach Nate Tuatungaloa. As the fake goes to Ike Staley. And Ike Staley! Exclamation point! Touchdown! That is his second touchdown of the game, and for the first time this season, the Lone Peak Knights have laid 50 on an opponent.
And what a great play call. It's so hard for the defense to decide which guy to go after. You have such a great halfback in Tahi, and then Ike Staley on that little shovel reverse counter, whatever it was, just showing off his speed, running right up the middle of the field. Nobody could catch him.
Barker knocks through the extra point. 56-30. The Lone Peak Knights finally putting their offense in high gear as we bring you one last time tonight the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Lone Peak football is presented by Taco Bell, where you can score big and live Moss. Delicious flavors that keep Lone Peak spirits high. And also presented by Rovin Capital, partnering your peace of mind through planning and investment management. Also presented by National Auto Plaza, where you can find the best deals on the best cars, trucks, and SUVs with a $3,500 rebate.
With the long snap, and with 5:25 left.
Also a reminder, at the conclusion of tonight's game, Gavin and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann Associates player of the game, the player who went above and beyond the call for his team tonight. And we'll also have a look forward to the semifinals of the 6A playoffs. So Landon Goff is going to get a chance to kick off here.
Kicking off for the Knights, number 2, Landon Goff.
He hasn't kicked a football since early in the second quarter. Moa and Hadley back to receive the kickoff, and Goff going to try to kick it into the corner, try to keep it away, but somebody got a head start. And so
penalty marker is down.
And we're going to bring it back 5 yards.
The ball offside, kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
Looked like somebody must have gotten a head start. Looked like it was Dallas Anderson, number 17, that was caught going forward too quickly. Lone Peak about to go to 10-0 at home as a member of 6A in the playoffs at home, and also finally make it back to the semifinals at Rice-Eccles Stadium for the first time in nearly 4 years. As Goff again pooches it into the corner, trying to keep it away as Hadley takes it on the run at the 20. And Hadley, who had a good return last time, has another good one coming here at the 40. And he gets tripped up out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and that will bring out this Fremont Silverwolves offense. And, you know, Gavin, I don't think the score really reflects how competitive it was here in this game. I mean, sure, Lone Peak was the better team here tonight, but Fremont, for the better part of this game, they had Lone Peak on the ropes. But the story of the game, they just couldn't convert their opportunities.
And you're exactly right on that. Like, it's hard to imagine only about 17 minutes ago of game clock. Early in the third quarter, it was a 5-point game, and they had just gotten a pick off of a tip. You know, they had the opportunity to go and take the lead. Early in that fourth quarter, they weren't able to do it as they lost a fumble the play right after. And as soon as that happened, Lone Peak gets a touchdown and did not look back. This defense will not let you make mistakes.
29 points scored by Lone Peak since it was a 5-point game. They've outscored Fremont 29-8. As Parker throws, and it is dropped.
Parker's pass falls incomplete.
As it looks like Fremont has most of the subs in now.
And this is going to be a hard game to swallow for Fremont. You look at the score, you see you're down 26 points, and that hurts after how hard you fought all year. But that's not, the score is deceptive. You fought tooth and nail. You played your hardest against a really good team.
And just think about it, too. As a first down is picked up, there are 30 points. Cooper Larson with the catch. And think about it, too, Gavin. I mean, Fremont, nobody puts up 30 points on Lone Peak. I mean, they had put up 22 points, and they were in a 5-point game just a few seconds earlier. And it should tell you just how much, how bright the future is for head coach Nate Tuatongaloa and this staff.
And that is the thing, it's hard, and some people are like, well, it's hard to think about right now. You're down 26, especially if you're a young kid on this roster, it hurts. But you need to use that, that pain and that, what's the word I'm looking for? Hunger for more wins. Like you said, Fremont went 2-9 last year. They exceeded all expectations. This new coaching staff has this program going in a great direction. And you say, okay, we're going to learn from this experience.
First and 10 Silverwolves.
And we're going to come back next year with more fight, more passion, and we're going to play just a little bit better.
Yeah, and also think about it. I mean, like you said, 2-9 last year. Nobody expected this team to even be close to competing. I mean, they were picked 5th out of 6 teams in the Region 1 preseason poll. I mean, this team was rebuilding in all sorts of a turnover, and here they are. It doesn't really say enough about the job that Nate Tuatongaloa has done. But this will hurt. This will certainly hurt as the pass is caught, and for not much, brought down immediately by a host of black shirts.
And I don't mean to take away anything from this Lone Peak presumable win. I mean, with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, one would assume that this one, their ticket's just about punched to Rice-Eccles. But Fremont was fighting without their starting quarterback, who had been excellent for them all year. 26 touchdowns and 8 picks on the year. Just shy of 2,400 yards. Had a wonderful year. And, it's just so hard. Injuries happen. It's part of the game. And you just can't afford the mistakes and the injuries versus a team like Lone Peak.
We have an injury on the play. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left here tonight. One last word from Mountain Land. We'll be back. Once again, at the conclusion of tonight's game, Gavin and I will have a look forward to the semifinals, and we'll also have a choice for the Heidemann and Associates Player of the game for the player that went above and beyond the call for his team. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Lone Peak has been well on their way to Rice-Eccles Stadium for some time. They've outscored Fremont since it was 27-22, 29-8.
From the 35-yard line, 4th and 1, Silverwolves.
4th and a yard from the 35-yard line. Parker from the shotgun, hands to Simpkins, got the first down, and he's going to have plenty more. Gets pulled down from behind at about the 25-yard line. He'll stop the clock momentarily while they move the chains. Lone Peak will have either Davis or Skyridge in the semifinals next week. You can catch the end of Davis and Skyridge now on the Rewind Sports Network. You can also catch the end of Viewmont Roy over on the Rewind Sports Network as well. Pass is complete out in the flat. And the clock will continue to run. Completion to Cooper Larson.
Kai Tunyabasa on the stop for the Knights.
Take a moment to thank Vince Francis back in the KSL broadcast house of the Triad Center for all of this technology he's helped us work through all season long. Parker looking, throws, back shoulder to the end zone. It is broken up. Intended into the end zone, and Dallas Anderson with the play.
The intended receiver.
He'll bring up 3rd down and long.
And you know, right there, that's just once again some great defense. It was a good throw, and I like taking that shot. But Dallas Anderson, he gets his hands in the passing lane, breaks it up. Great play by the corner.
Here's a option play now for Parker. Parker stayed behind the line of scrimmage. Now takes off down the sideline. And he gets brought down at about maybe the 11-yard line with 2 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the game. Clock will stop momentarily while they set the chains. 1st and goal now from the 10 as Fremont just trying to pad the stats here down near the end. Parker hands off and up the middle, down at about the 4-yard line.
Chase Blanche, the ball carrier.
That's Chase Blanche.
Zach Dunn and Charles Wright.
2nd down and goal now from the 4.
2nd goal.
Parker looking, throws, end zone, a lot of contact. And again, no flag.
Falls incomplete.
Again, intended for Wolf. Anderson on the coverage.
Dallas Anderson.
So obviously 4-down territory here.
And I think one thing that has to be mentioned about, you know, this Fremont run is they started the season 0-2. They had a rough start. They got blown out by Roy in the 2nd game of the season. And they found a way. They figured out what they needed to do.
Parker's pass falls incomplete.
And went on a 7-1 run. A 7 wins and 1 loss to get to this point. They really figured some things out. Really an exciting team to watch, and unfortunately they're just coming up short.
4th and goal.
Last chance here for the Silverwolves. 4th and goal now from the 2. Again, Parker to throw. That pass is caught, lots of contact, and this time it is a touchdown for Wolf.
Parker completes to Cameron Wolf. Dallas Anderson defending on the play.
Anderson once again defending on the play. Wolf with a heart shot to his family. As it's going to be, I believe, a pass interference on Dallas Anderson for coming over the top of the receiver Wolf, and obviously the Silverwolves will go for 2. Down by 20. Dave Steierman and his crew try to sort out how this penalty is going to be enforced. Whether they'll enforce it on the kickoff well, you would think they're going to enforce it on the kickoff. They'll move the kickoff to the 45-yard line. Here comes the call.
We have 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense.
Oh.
Pass interference number 17. That penalty's declined. Then we have dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Receiving team. That 15-yard penalty first on the ensuing kickoff. Here.
So the unsportsmanlike conduct foul is called against.
The touchdown stands.
Is actually called against Fremont.
Silverwolves to attempt the PAT.
They actually called it against Fremont. It sounds like Dave Steierman said receiving team,
I believe,
which is supposed to be the offense.
I believe they got the receiver for spinning the football after that touchdown grab. That
Right.
would be my assumption, but definitely some confusion amongst the officials right now. Looks like we'll get some clarification.
After defense, have to be happy to see the ball, and then after the play, the unsportsmanlike conduct will be enforced 15 yards from that spot back. The try will be from the 16.5-yard line.
Okay, so it'll be up from the. Okay, so that's what I thought. So at least it'll give Fremont a little bit more room to work with here on the try. But Bart Brockbank's out over here saying, why is our pass interference getting enforced and then pulled back? It'll all work out in the end, though, I'm assured. 1:29 left to go here in the ball game.
Football fans, we'd like to tell you about more about our fantastic sponsors.
You know, Gavin, I think,
Steel,
I think, you know, the.
flagship.
I think there's going to be, if there's one thing I think Bart Brockbank is going to talk to his team about, is that they have to maintain their emotions, because as we can see in these playoff games, things get chippy sometimes, and you know, you have to be able to control your emotions.
You have to let the field, your play, do the talking for you. You know, the frustrating thing is, oftentimes the officials catch the second guy. Oftentimes there's somebody else trying to draw that unsportsmanlike penalty, and you just have to have the mental strength, the mental maturity to let your tackling, to let your play on the field do that talking, speak for yourself, and you also got to clean up a lot of the penalties that you're shooting yourself in the foot. We had a couple encroachment penalties, we had a couple offside, a false start or two, and against
to attempt the 2-point PAT.
well, not even against a better team. It almost bit them on the behind in this game. They were able to get a couple turnovers that helped them extend their lead and covered their bases.
Parker gonna smartly just get it to the sideline and out of bounds. Extra point is no good. So Lone Peak's lead is now 20, and this is about where we were at the start of the fourth quarter. Again, a reminder that at the conclusion of tonight's game, Gavin and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann Associates Player of the Game.
All sophomore football players, please meet at the Armory immediately following the game to assist with cleanup. Thank you for your help.
56-36 our score. This is the most points Lone Peak has given up all season long.
We would really appreciate it. Thank you for your help.
And again, Gavin, I don't think the scoreboard really tells the story of how close this game actually was.
It really came down to, you know, that tipped interception where Fremont had all the momentum in the world, but they were starting on their own 3-yard line, and we had one back-breaking turnover. It just seemed to take the air out of the Fremont sideline, and Lone Peak did not look back after that. Then you had a couple turnovers, a pick six.
Back to return, just Sean Mayberry.
Onside kick, and Staley bobbles it, but is able to get back on top of it, it looks like. Not like it's going to matter in a 20-point game, but Fremont not complaining at this point. There's the signal. It's an onside kick recovered by LP.
The onside kick is recovered by the Knights.
And that will take us to the finish line.
Kick recovered by Lone Peak. First down.
Ike Staley with the recovery.
So Lone Peak, after 4 long seasons, is going to head back to Rice Eccles Stadium. And 4 seasons, I think Gavin Atkinson and this program is like an eternity.
Fans, after the game, please stay off the field until the
This
team
is
breaks
you're.
the
I mean, you're
huddle.
exactly right. As I collect
Thank
my
you for your
thoughts, Lone
cooperation.
Peak is one of the premier programs in the state, and they expect
From the
their team to
40-yard
compete
line,
every
4:41.
season.
First and 10, Knights.
That was an eternity for them. That 4-year drought from Rice Eccles. I'm sure this feels good for the organization, the school, to get back up to Rice Eccles, to compete for a chance to play in the
Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
in the 6A finals. But they got to go through one more team first. You got to take it a game
The
at a time.
administration of Lone Peak High School and the UHSAA would like to thank all of those who have offered their time to help out with tonight's game. Thank you.
Legal substitution was the call against the Fremont Silverwolves. Niamatolu will just take a knee. And that is more or less it. Well, Fremont's first ever appearance in the 6A quarterfinals will end in defeat. But it was not for a
Down 6 Knights.
lack of effort on their part. They had it was a valiant effort. Fremont actually was up 14-13. They were down 27-22, as Gavin and I were mentioning. It looked like the rails were greased after the interception, but a fumble forced and recovered by Bob Mulatalo on the very next play proved to be the difference. This will be the last play of the night. And that's it.
Kepa takes knee again.
For the first time since 2020,
That will
the
be
Lone
at
Peak
the
Knights
end
are
of the
going
ball
back
game.
to Rice Eccles Stadium
The final score, Fremont Silverwolves 36.
as the Lone Peak
Lone Peak
Knights
56.
return to Rice
Congratulations.
Eccles with a 56-36 victory over the Fremont Silverwolves. They remain undefeated, 10-0 at home in the playoffs at Lone Peak Knights Stadium. We'll take one final break and come back with our Heidemann Associates Player of the Game and a look forward to the semis.
Thank you for your attendance this
56-36,
evening.
the
Next
final
Thursday,
score.
you can join us at the U of U Stadium in Salt Lake.
As Lone Peak
As the Lone
takes
Peak
down the
Knights take
Fremont
on the winners
Silverwolves,
of
they're
the
off to their
Skyway
first
Shopping
semifinal for the
versus
first time
Darts game going
in
on
4
right now.
years.
This
Alexander
semifinal
Timolip
matchup
alongside
is
Gavin
scheduled to be
Atkinson
played
wrapping up this
Thursday
finale of Lone
at
Peak football
2:30
presented by
p.m.
Skin
at
Science
Rice
Institute.
Eccles Stadium.
Gavin, your thoughts on tonight? It looked hairy for a while, but this Lone Peak Knights football team, this defense, I mean, what can you say about this defense that turned the game around in the third quarter?
Well, I love the adjustments the coaching staff made at halftime.
Michael Hewitt,
They-
we have your wall
The
up in the
Silverwolves
booth.
were
Michael
without their
Hewitt.
starting quarterback, and they ended up going with their wildcat guy, a guy with some great speed who had
Thank you
burned
for
them
joining us this season
with his
for
legs. They
football.
started bringing a linebacker and assigning him on a quarterback spy.
For the first
And
home
we
game
saw
of
on
the
multiple
Lone Peak
fourth
Knights
down
girls
conversions,
and
or the
boys
conversion
basketball
downs,
teams.
3rd and
When the
4th,
Knights take
where
on
we
the
had that spy make a
Silverwolves
tackle
Icons.
as the quarterback's trying to run for that first down, improvise. I loved that adjustment because with that adjustment, it allowed the defensive backs to do their job, focus on the receivers, and it allowed their defensive line, which is a star-studded line, to just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
So we are going to take our choice now for the Heidemann Associates Player of the Game. Surprise, it's not somebody on defense, it's somebody on offense. But the man that turned it around when Samuel Wright in this running game couldn't get it going, Sean Tahi, is the man we chose for Heidemann Associates Player of the Game. I mean, 3 touchdowns in the game for Sean Tahi. No doubt he's the player of the game.
He had an excellent performance tonight. I believe 2 of them were in the second half, and that one in the final minute of the first half. He really was the player that turned around this game, got Lone Peak's run game going, and if Niumatolu has a run game and that defense has to stop a double-edged sword or a two-pronged attack, goodbye. It's so difficult with the talent on this team. He was the player that tipped the scale in favor of the Knights.
So let's look forward now to the semifinals. We know Lehigh is going to be there. Lehigh, let's actually bring you up to date on that score because we've been following it all night long. Lehigh has advanced 28-7. Lone Peak is now in the finals. Corner Canyon and Sky Ridge has come back with 21 straight points to lead 35-24 at the end of the third quarter. A lot of football left to be played in that one, but it appears right now that Lone Peak and Sky Ridge are on a collision course for the semifinals. And again, still a lot of football left to be played in that one. 12 minutes to go in a two-score game. But looking at this quartet of teams, Corner Canyon, Lehigh, Lone Peak, and maybe Sky Ridge, maybe Davis, we don't know yet. Still a lot to be played in that one. You have to say, on the basis of what we've seen tonight, the winner of that Lone Peak Sky Ridge semifinal likely has the inside edge to win the championship.
I agree with you. I mean, assuming Sky Ridge takes care of business and finishes off Davis, we're going to get a rematch in the semifinals, and I really do trust this Lehigh defense. I like Sweetwine at quarterback for Sky Ridge, but he has been turnover prone throughout the year, and I really believe turnovers would be the edge in that game. But the great thing is that game is not over. We don't even know yet, but with how Lone Peak played tonight, it's hard to see them not going to the finals, maybe getting that upset. Or I shouldn't even say upset, but
because they've already done it once. They already done it once.
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? That change of pace, that new 6A state champion. They really look good. I'm excited to see what happens over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and very, very well-deserved, too. And, of course, again, congratulations to Fremont on a great turnaround season. 8-4, finishing off a great turnaround season after going 2-9 last season. Well, Gavin, this also is a bittersweet night for me. After 3 years on Rewind, this is it for me. I'm gonna be heading off for a new opportunity on Monday. This is my last game on Rewind for now. You know, it's a bittersweet feeling for sure, but I appreciate the fact that I got to work with you on the color side rather than just the operator side this season.
And that's the great thing. I as well am so grateful for this opportunity. It's been great working with you, living out the dreams, right? Getting some experience and helping show and broadcast these kids' talents to the state and perhaps the country, depending on who's all watching.
Yeah, and I would be remiss if we didn't shout out our camera guys that we've had throughout the season. Austin Bigelow starting the season, Josh Dodge the last stretch of the season we had. And, of course, all the color guys I've had throughout the season, Nate Carter, Jake Hatch, Brian Brown taking over for you the last couple of weeks. Gavin, it's tough to say goodbye, but I will be back. I will be back, I will say that. But now it's time for you guys to go ahead and try to fill my shoes. No pressure, by the way. No pressure, by the way.
Oh.
But anyway, Lone Peak wins it 56-36. Reminder that the semis and the championships will be here on the Rewind Sports Network. Gavin, great season. Now let's go. Now it's time to see who can go finish it off.
Oh, I can't wait. It's the best part of the year. Get out of the cold and watch the other guys do their thing. Watch their great show. Can't wait.
The Final Four next week at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Once again, Lone Peak will be there. Corner Canyon will face Lehigh. And you can catch the conclusion of Sky Ridge and Davis now on the Rewind Sports Network. Now for all of our great crew, for Vince Francis back at the Triad Center, for Josh Dodge, for Gavin Atkinson, for Nate Carter, Jake Hatch, and Brian Brown, my color guys throughout the season, and for all the viewers that made this possible, I'm Alexander Timola. Good night from Lone Peak Night Stadium, this has been a presentation of KSLSports.com and the Rewind Sports Network. Until we meet again, and until next football season, everyone, good night, aloha from Utah, and remember to take care of one another.